Hello. Oh, I managed to partially dissolve one of my tablets on my tongue, so the end of my tongue is now numb. That's not a great start. But anyway, I'm here, and I need to say hi to people. I see Havor, Alkesh, Vlad, Hora, Raina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Co-streaming with the wonderful Jessie today. We are Leaky is packing, but also here. Also, hi Leaky then. Hello everyone, and welcome in anyone who is lurking. Lurking is perfectly acceptable. We are co-streaming today. It is Deep Under. Deep Under is a grim visual novel about an ordinary camping trip with friends can turn into a real nightmare. Alex is persuaded by his childhood friends to reconnect on a fun camping trip. He feels superfluous in the company of students, and his confusion grows when the buddies venture further into the forest. Alex's fears are well-founded because in the remote wilderness, the carefree travelers await something much more sinister than the usual dangers. Enter a nightmare in the dark caves to save your friends and unravel mysterious past events. What evil lurks dark underground? Nope, what evil lurks deep underground? Deep Under. Yep, that would be the name of the game. Apparently it's a spooky comic book style art, which does look rather cool. Reminds me somewhat of Goosebumps. Yeah, it's published by Ratalaika Games, developed by Wild Omu. Came out on the 30th of May 2025. It's an ID at Xbox game, so thank you very much to ID at Xbox for the code for me streaming this. It's available on Steam, PlayStation, Switch, as well as on Xbox. And on Xbox you're looking at $4.99 or £4.99. It has 18 achievements, all of which are obtainable. And I believe Jessie is with us today.
No.
Hello, Jessie.
Not here.
No, not here. Okay. Right. Fine. We are not streaming together then.
Apparently not.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll just start this game that also you seem to be playing right now. How are you doing?
Fine. How are you?
I am also fine, though a little tired. But then I'm always tired, you know me, so just nothing new. I have a slightly numb tongue. I accidentally dissolved one of my tablets on it.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. And it's the same one I always do. And it's really annoying.
Congratulations, Raina. I got to Gungaga yesterday. Or Monday.
Hey, congratulations. Text speed. I'm
I was so happy reaching Gungaga.
Yes, congratulations on your... Jessie! You reached a milestone. 250 Chivos.
Oh good, I can get some tokens. I have none.
Yeah, you have no tokens whatsoever that you've not been spending. Did anyone else hit anything? I don't think anyone else was close, so... Just gonna double check. Nope. Yeah, I really need to finish the first one. Right, let me switch to Jessie's thing. I've just hit empty, and then it goes, Alex? I feel like you have to be Alex.
We don't know that Alex is a guy.
Well, the picture suggests that Alex is a guy.
I don't see a picture, there's just a word.
The picture on the front of the game.
We don't know that that's Alex.
Alex? Alex! Wake the hell up, you sleeping beauty.
I'm definitely not a sleeping beauty, so...
Have you been napping during work again? Oh, look!
Actually,
Alex.
I'm sorry. It was only for a second, I swear.
Oh, yeah?
In my defense, I've already cleaned the place up. And there weren't any customers, too.
You really shouldn't upset your granny like that.
So here's the thing, Horror. When I say I have no tokens, I can tell you right now that I have 2,475 tokens, And with the tokens I'd get today, that would mean 2,490. I got plenty for anything.
Mm-hmm. It's just not spending them. People don't spend. Some people spend their tokens. Some people are good at doing that. Some people are
I'm
not so good
bad
at
because
doing
I
that.
try to spend it all at the same time.
Yes, and if you just spent a little at a time, you'd end up actually spending some.
Yeah, and then I don't. Actually, realistically, horror, like what I'm on that front, like we're waiting really for the next DLC or the DLC for Silk Song. Like they've talked about what they're gonna do, so it's known.
It's
It's
okay,
just, you know,
Raina. You get to bank
it's
them.
Team
It's fine.
Cherry. Team Cherry does not release stuff super quick.
I'm really just mocking Jesse. And possibly Leaky.
I was gonna say, I know at least one other person who's usually like, the thing is they also do like big massive redeems.
Mm.
So like myself and that other person, I
Yes,
know we
but
both
they
like save and
spend
then
their tokens.
I usually do. I just haven't spent in a while.
Okay, let's look at my unclaimed and see what we got. We've got Apex, Bilious, BX, Dan and Milo, Horror, Havor, Jesse, Leaky, Mr. Corners. Yeah, so Khalid, Subterfuge, Alkesh, Vlad, Tarragon, Raina, Pan. There's a lot of people that have tokens here that have not claimed them. Unless,
Okay. Well,
you
like,
know.
you
So.
know,
But with the
I'm working on it.
most tokens, you know.
It's not the other person I was thinking of.
um,
They're out right now of tokens.
I mean, no, Scaraface has the most unclaimed, but
Okay.
that's because.
So there we go.
Yes, but they constantly redeem them. I get requests every week, every other week for that. And then you're the next. So there we go. But it's fine. Anyway, what about your granny?
My granny, why?
Because you're fired. It was a joke. You should see your face. I always wanted to try being an oppressive boss. So how was it? Was I good?
You've scared the life out of me.
Aww, you're so adorable. How can I possibly fire a cutie like yourself? Besides, you're my best worker.
Well, also the only one.
2 kills, entered the shop, and stopped at the bar. They kept stealing glances.
This is the lead into a joke.
Okay, I feel like
I've
they
heard this
say
one before.
me. You should probably read this because otherwise I'm saying me and then it's you.
They kept stealing glances at me and whispering to each other.
Okay, keep up the good work.
One of the girls moved closer to make an order.
Hi, Alex.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot I was wearing a bloody badge.
2 cinnamon lattes, 1 regular, the other with almond milk.
Sure.
The almond milk one is for Lizzie. That's me, by the way. Write the name on the cup so we don't mix them up.
Okay, Lizzie. They started giggling again. So annoying. While I was busy making coffee, they were discussing the upcoming academic year. So they are high school students. Next, they spoke of colleges they would like to apply. Ahead of them are lives full of fun, I see. Too bad I wasn't able to enroll in college myself. That's why I had no choice but to work at that coffee shop in the middle of nowhere. Still better than being a burden for my grandma, though. I finished the first coffee and started making another one. What did she say about milk again?
Oh. 1 with almond milk?
Sure.
Well, I'm asking the question. I think it was one regular, one almond, so.
Did he say that he made the one with the regular or the almond yet?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is kind of incomplete details. We'll just say almond.
Okay.
I finished making coffee and passed the cups to the girls.
We possibly poisoned them. Thanks, Alex. I just sent you a friend request. Accept it, okay?
I see. Sorry, I'm not into schoolgirls. That's what I really wanted to say, but sure. They laughed and went out of the shop, nearly bumping into the girl who was coming in. Andy!
Hi. Why are you still wearing your uniform?
Oh, give me a few seconds. I still need to empty the portafilter and clean everything up.
Come on, we're late. I hope you told Ashley you're leaving early.
Yeah, I did. I just didn't want to leave the place untidy. Ashley's going to be mad.
Really? I can't believe what I hear. Why even bother going to work if you're going to leave after just a few hours? You should have taken the day off. Well, anyway, while you're at it, can you make a coffee for my dad? He's waiting in the car, said he'd give us a ride.
Cinnamon and milk, as usual?
Yeah? Damn. That Ashley, just who she thinks she is, making you do all the dirty work.
Andy was one of those know-it-all girls. Sometimes she was a real pain in the ass, but deep down I knew that she was her way of caring for me. I loved her, as a friend, of course. Oh, come on, who am I trying to deceive? I used to hope that our friendship could one day grow into something deeper, but life showed otherwise. You know, my previous employer ripped me off my salary. At least Ashley pays properly. I don't want to be fussy about minor stuff.
But you've been working with no days off for 3 days straight. Not to mention you driving your hamster to the vet. I don't think you really should remind her of her place.
She just asked me for help, that's all. It was a one-time thing.
That's how it always begins. Soon she's gonna push everything onto you.
Oh, come on.
You really have nerves of steel. I can't imagine putting up with someone like her.
Ashley came out of the back, lively and cheerful. Even if she had heard something, she didn't let it show on her face.
Oh, hi Andy. Leaving for college soon, eh? Yeah, I guess. Good girl. How's your dad? Haven't seen him coming in for a cup of coffee for a while. Busy with work as usual. Poor thing, being chained to his desk like that. Yeah.
Finished. I passed the freshly made coffee to Andy.
Ashley, my dad's waiting for us outside. He's in a hurry. Do you mind if I take Alex with me right now? Where to?
Ashley, I told you yesterday.
Oh, yeah, it completely slipped my mind. So where are you going? No time to explain. We're late. Alright then. Keep your secrets. Fine. Go enjoy the last summer days while you can. And say hello to Victor for me, okay?
Having said that, Ashley disappeared in the back of the shop. You sure were harsh with her.
You could learn a thing or two from me.
And you could learn a thing or two from me. Oh wait, sorry, that wasn't the reply. I looked at the mirror near the front entrance. Mirror is highlighted. Can we select it?
I don't know. How?
I don't see a way to click it.
Neither do I, but I'm also
Ashley
attempting.
decorated the coffee shop with lots of peculiar ethnic style items. The mirror was part of that and suited the interior just right. However, it was not in perfect condition. Why would she put a cracked mirror here? It's a bad omen, you know.
Yeah, it looks vaguely Aztec, based off the stereotypical snake thing on top. Psh, don't tell me you believe
Even
in
the
that
masks
nonsense.
had that kind of feel to them.
Oh yeah, the
masks in
masks.
the background of the...
Yeah.
I'm living with my grandma, remember? Old people are superstitious.
More importantly, you didn't forget, right?
Didn't forget about what?
Alex.
Ah, you mean this. I picked up my backpack, which was heavy with cans of beer. It's all here.
You should have kept it in the fridge, silly. Okay, let's go. Just make sure my dad doesn't see that beer.
I had a friend, one of my high school buddies had put a gym bag with beer in it in the fridge at his house.
Mm-mm.
It was pretty obvious there was a problem. Like, why do you put a gym bag in a fridge? As soon as we got into the car, Victor greeted us with an irritated sigh.
Why
so
so long?
There was not a shred of emotion on his face, but somehow he seemed nervous to me.
It was only 10 minutes, Dad. I don't think that's long. Here, we brought you a coffee.
Victor reluctantly accepted the cup. Oh, I was going to say, were you going to go with slow turtle read for Victor?
Possibly. So, that's what
Okay.
took you so long. You didn't have to. I don't have time to waste. My train is leaving soon.
Oh no, you're going on a train.
Oh, not this again. Alex, get out. We'll get there on foot, thank you very much.
Reluctantly, I started opening the door.
It's not like I'm asking you to leave. Close the door, Alex. This is my Eeyore voice, actually, I think.
Okay. As you say, properly closed.
We don't want to waste any more of your precious time. Let's go, Alex. Enough. I said I'll give you to a ride. Come on, fasten your belt. Ooh, huh.
Annie crossed her arms and turned away to stare out the window. Clearly, she was mad. And upon the car fell an awkward silence, interrupted only by the steady engine whirring and the rattling of the beer cans in my backpack.
Which is totally going to explode at some point later, right? How is your grandmother, Alex?
She's good, says you should come have dinner with us since you helped fix the roof.
Sounds wonderful. I'll drop by when I have the time. I've been quite busy lately, you see. As
That's all you've been telling
always.
us.
So the roof is fine now? No leaks?
None at all, thanks. I wouldn't be able to repair it on my own.
You're welcome.
We lived in a really small town where everybody knew each other. Even if you didn't know someone personally, you would have heard of him from rumors. So when my mother went missing, everybody was gossiping about that at every corner. Many people were supportive, but Victor helped me and my grandma the most, despite being a really busy man. It seemed like he took our loss as his own. After all, me and Andy had been friends since childhood, and our families were quite close. It had been 7 years already, but Mother was still gone. We couldn't find neither her body nor any traces she might have had left. It was like she vanished into thin air. So we ended up burying an empty coffin. Grandma said it would be easier for her that way. She was tired of all the waiting and hoping.
I mean, 7 years, you declare someone missing officially dead if, they've not been found. But that's really sad. No one should lose their mum. That's just...
So, they're 18.
Yeah, if they're going to college, then yeah.
If she's about to go to college, yeah, that would put her at about 18, and I'm guessing they're the same age.
Makes sense. I mean, they're hiding beer. Unless they're, not in America. It's not yet legal. Even at 18, right? You guys, it's 21?
Yeah, we're 21.
Yeah. It's August already. Summer is almost all gone, and I didn't even notice. School starts soon. What grade are you in again? Oh, I'm starting my second year, Dad. You mean at school?
Oh, so 19 or 20.
I mean at the uni. Yeah, 19 or 20 then.
Yeah.
Time sure flies fast.
We spent the rest of the ride in silence. The car stopped.
So, how far are you going? Take the hiking trail. Should be back by evening. It's noon already, you know. If you go hiking, do it early in the morning. Back in my day, you'd be laughed at for leaving so late. Well, laugh all you want. I'm glad you're having so much fun. Come on, Al. Let's go. Everyone's waiting. Just don't wander off the trail, okay? Yes, we know. Bye. We're almost there.
Do we really need to drag ourselves all the way here?
Summer's gonna be over soon. We should spend some time in the countryside. Get some fresh air.
My shoulders hurt already. Same for my feet. Also, I'm being devoured by mosquitoes. What are you typing anyway?
Just making a note for the future. Never invite that crybaby again.
Very funny. I can barely contain my laughter.
Just telling Nash that we'll be there soon.
I moved closer and looked at her phone screen. To my eyes came sickly sweet messages with tons of heart emojis. Can't wait to see you, my little monkey. What monkey? Gross.
Hey, stop peeking at other people's phones.
I didn't mean to. Yes, you did. You purposely said you looked.
Yes, indeed.
Well, there's a network connection here at least. We can call for help if needed.
Come on, Al. What possibly? You've just jinxed it, mate. Hurry up. Everyone's tired of waiting. But careful, don't drop the beer, okay?
Yeah. What could possibly happen? I don't know myself. But I couldn't help but feel uneasy ever since Andy had come up with the idea of having this picnic. Maybe I should blame the criminal articles from our local newspapers, which I had been reading daily for the last year. Non-fantastic beasts. Forest vipers attack with a hiker. Man dies after falling off the old cliffs. Dog named Bo found dismembered in Oak Hollow. For a whole year, papers had been screaming that kind of headlines. Well, at least there were no more reports of missing people. In the past, residents of Miss Valley had gone missing quite often. 2 or 3 people a year, maybe more. Might not seem much, but for our little town, every loss is a huge tragedy.
I wonder if
My thought train came to a stop, interrupted by Andy's voice.
Hey!
Looks like we reached our destination. A company of 3 was waiting under the road signs. Yo, over here. Nash was enthusiastically waving his hand at us. As we came closer, he greeted Andy warmly and reached for her lips, putting his hand around her waist. I turned away. As I did, I noticed 2 studying gazes on me belonging to the unfamiliar couple. The 2 showed awkward smiles and said hi.
Why so long? Al, this is Ian. He'd been studying with us up to middle school when he moved to the big city. You remember him, right?
Actually I don't, sorry.
Don't mention it. I don't remember you very well either.
He stepped forward and shook my hand.
And this is Nina, his girlfriend. You 2 don't know each other. She just came with Ian on holidays.
Oh, so it's your first time in Miss Valley? How do you like our one-horse town?
It's calm here, and not crowded. Well, Nash needs no introduction.
Hey Al, long time no see. Glad you came. Yeah, glad to see you too. Okay, everyone's here. Let's go. Nash proceeded in the opposite direction of the signs. We're not taking the trail? Nah, it's boring as hell there. And swarming with people too. I found us a nice place. The view is nuts. It's the old cliffs there, right? Exactly, man. Come on. Maybe we go somewhere else? I mean, we don't even have any equipment. What's equipment? Ha ha ha! The cliff is not steep at all. We can climb it just fine as we are. It'll be fine. We can climb it just fine. It'll be fine. 5 bodies found beneath a pile of rocks. I can see the headline like that in the papers tomorrow. You sure have a vivid imagination. Stop scaring off my tourists. It's gonna be dope. I've been there hundreds of times. But we'll need to come deeper into the forest. What if we get lost? Oh, you're no fun. Come on. Stop. Come on. Stop quibbling.
Yeah, don't sweat it. Come on, let's go.
The whole idea was absurd to me. Going deeper into the forest, climbing the cliff, to do what exactly? Of course, I could just go home. It's not like anyone was going to stop me. but it felt awkward to keep arguing when everyone else was willing to go. So I had to drag myself along.
Oh, did you miss the besides I had no idea how to get home from here? Or did that just not come through the
Possible.
mic?
I must have missed it.
Oh, okay. The path was poorly beaten, so it was difficult to walk. Nobody but hunters ventured that deep into the wilds. Well, nobody but hunters and idiots. Who could
Hooray,
tell
idiots!
what lay ahead? What if a furious wild boar charged at us out of nowhere? Besides, we could easily bump into a pack of starving wolves. Everyone was breathing heavily as they walked. That didn't keep them from occasionally chatting, though. Andy. Oh, well, you should probably read that, because you're the me.
What game, Raina?
Yeah, what game? Also, hi, Bilius. Taxi Chaos 2.
Never even heard of it.
Neither. Me either. I mean, it's probably on the list, but there's a lot of games on the list.
I mean, when every week's at least about 20 anymore.
Yeah, it's been a ridiculous amount. Not so much the last couple of weeks, comparatively, but yeah. It's supposed to be like Crazy Taxi, but it isn't as good. I mean...
It's hard to be better than good old Crazy Taxi, though.
I think I ever played that.
It was Dreamcast. It got a Xbox Live Arcade release back in the day.
No.
It's like arcade racing, but like you pick up people and drive them around town to get to their destination. But it's absurdity.
I think I've seen it. I'm not very good at those kind of games, though.
Yeah, yes, and a lot of fun. But like it was Dreamcast era, so like everything else that was Dreamcast era got a release on Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah, fair. Taxi Chaos, not so fair.
Andy ended up walking behind, right next to me. Why did you tell me we're going to the old cliffs?
If I did, you'd never come.
Exactly.
I wanted you to come.
Why?
What do you mean, why? I missed you, silly.
Yay, I get to be a fifth wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
I felt blood rushing to my cheeks.
Summer will be over soon and we won't see each other till Christmas, so...
I stumbled over a stone and nearly fell, but managed to regain my footing.
Oh, that's totally me. I would totally fall over my own feet. Or a tree root, or a stone. You know, maybe like a grain of sand. Hey, careful, watch your step. I don't want you to crack your head open.
Yeah. I inspected the stone that almost made me fall. There was a drawing on it, a purple spiral.
What's with this highlighted thing that we can't click on? This subterfuge. Ooh, it's got a rune or something. Or it's a setup.
Andy, look.
Hmm?
Looks strange.
What exactly? Someone left a mark. That's it.
They could have drawn an arrow or a square, literally anything. Why the spiral?
Who cares? Spiral is simple enough to draw too. Come on, we should catch up with the others.
Trees grew really thick, so it was hard to keep track of everyone's silhouettes. I was still worried about the strange mark on the stone, but Andy was right. We had to keep going. We didn't have to keep going. It seemed like we'd been making our way through grass and ferns for an eternity. Finally, we reached our destination. I've been watching my feet all the time, so I totally missed the moment when huge piles of rocks emerged before us. That's the place. Well, almost. We still need to go a little higher.
I don't think it needs to get any higher.
Ash began to climb the cliff, making use of protruding chunks of rock. Just so you know, you can die.
Why so nervous, bro? Just look at him. He's really good at that.
After just a few moments, Nash was out of sight. I couldn't even hear him climbing anymore, so I started to worry. Then the yellow joy rang through the air. Nash finished climbing the cliff and was telling us to join him.
Okay, let's go.
Andy went first, Ian and Nina followed her. I watched them climb together higher and higher. It looked easy from where I stood. As for me, I couldn't brace myself to join them and remained at the bottom. When everyone was out of sight, I felt a shiver down my spine. The sun was barely making it through the thick canopy, forcing the forest to sink into darkness. Everything around me was enveloped in shadows, and there was nothing but tree trunks and cold rocks to keep me company. The sharp crackling of branches in the canopy blended with the soft whisper of foliage rustling in the wind. It felt like I was listening to a mysterious voice from another world, revealing to me secrets unknown. I glanced around, but there was not a soul nearby. All I noticed was a small shrub. It was shaking oddly. Oh, damn it. I started climbing the cliff swiftly and steadily.
Do you mean there
Before
was
long,
like
I found
a
myself
bunny?
at the top. I didn't expect that climbing about 30 feet of rock would take me so little time. I mean, it's a nice view. A breathtaking view unfolded before my eyes, hills covered in greenery, and a mountain range majestically towering over them. Wow, fantastic. I know, right?
Definitely worth it. And not a soul here.
And nobody died, mind you.
Yet.
We'll see when it's time to get down. That's you.
Oh, come on, relax. I'm tired. Let's find somewhere to sit down.
We spread our blankets and shook the contents of our backpacks on top of them.
Don't shake the beer, you morons!
Whoa, so much beer. Let me handle it.
No, give it all here.
Andy collected the cans and put them into the shade.
A proven fact. Beer runs out faster if Nash is around, so we better keep it away.
Come on, you're exaggerating.
That's true. He knocked back a gallon of punch at the enrollment party all by himself.
Bowl wasn't that big. Anyway, you're just being jealous because you didn't get any.
And what about Halloween or Christmas?
I really am a fifth wheel.
And that time we played board games.
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, because you gulped down all our beer. Where's it go?
Well, that's the ability I inherited from my father.
Huh. I'm sure you're making him proud.
Anyway, I'm not into booze anymore. Today, I'm drinking nothing but kombucha.
Isn't kombucha fermented?
Everyone laughed and started making a fire. I was about to join them when Nash spoke to me. Al, so how is it? Fine, I guess. How's your grandma? Spends all her time in the garden trying to get rid of the moles. And you? You're joking, right? She won't let me even step into her garden. Nah, not that. How's your life going? What do you do? Oh, nothing special. Working as a barista now. I see. I hated conversations like that. You're supposed to keep the conversation going, but there's nothing to talk about. Not to mention all those questions about my work, my calling in life. When I answer those, it felt like making excuses. It all sounded like, yeah, my life is boring and uneventful. I have no hobby, and I'm not even getting an education, just working on a dull job and looking after my grandma. It was actually quite sad to talk such nonsense with someone who used to be my best friend.
What are you doing? Let's get to the cooking already. I'm starving. Yeah, fire near cans of beer. That sounds like a really great idea.
Everyone was busy around the fire. Ian and Nash were trying sausages while discussing a video game I'd never heard of. Something about vampires, werewolves, and zombies being put together. I didn't want to be a third wheel, so I tried to cut into... Why cut in if you don't want to be a third wheel? What?
I have no idea.
I don't get it.
Neither do I. We'll see how it
So,
goes.
where did the zombies come from?
Actually, they're not even zombies, and both vampires and werewolves are untypical, let's say. It's a long story. It all started with a super virus, which was created in...
Oh, don't even start, Ian. He might want to play it. I doubt it. I'm not into video games nowadays. And why is that? I still remember how we used to play all night long when we were kids. Using the same computer, mind you. Yeah, it was fun. Now I don't have the time. So what about the virus? Ian began explaining the game's plot with great enthusiasm. I was barely able to follow the story. My focus was constantly switching between the frying sausages, the mosquitoes sucking what was left of my blood, and the girls, of course. The girls grew tired of our conversation and decided to take some photos. First, Andy took a shot of Nina, then they switched. Andy took off her shirt and posed in her tight top, which perfectly outlined her curves. I couldn't take my eyes off her, and I'd been stupid enough to doubt the idea of this picnic.
So he saved his daughter, but he didn't make it himself. But that's not for sure. I bet there'll be a second game.
This sounds like Resident Evil.
It really... I was literally thinking that. Doesn't like the 8-foot-tall vampire lady. That's Resident Evil, right?
That was one of the more recent ones, yes.
Yeah.
Village, I think.
Oh, Madam.
I don't know either.
Choice Girl or something. Yeah.
The sausages are ready.
Finally.
Nina got ready the plastic dishes and Nash began to pour the food onto them. As soon as I received my share, I started to examine the juicy, appetizing sausages covered in dark brown stripes from the grill.
Grill! There's a bloody campfire!
Maybe they had a grill, stand to put over the fire. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They kept it minimalistic for the graphics.
Okay.
Feel lucky the fire is animated, damn it.
Thanks, Aaron.
Barely able to resist, I waited until everyone got their food and sunk my teeth into the meat.
So good.
Yeah. Not bad. You didn't burn it like last time.
Yeah, you made the whole dorm go wild then.
The dorm?
Yeah, we decided to have a little barbecue party on the balcony. Obviously, the fire alarm went off. I was hoping they'd expel me.
It's nothing compared to the shit we did on Halloween, let me tell you. Nash began telling me about another funny episode of their college life. Sometimes he boasted and exaggerated things, and everyone called him out for that. Then they laughed at him for trying to wriggle himself out of the web of his own lies. Listening to their stories, I felt like extra baggage. Those four had so much in common. And there was I, rolling in this godforsaken town. Rotting, sorry, not rolling. A boring, miserable me who didn't even know what he wanted from his life and kept wasting his youth.
Oh.
The thought made me feel bitter, but I did my best to smile as wide as I could.
I mean, just think, Alex, you are not accruing a huge amount of debt.
So that's how I managed to get away from the campus security.
Come on, stop making things up. No one was after you in the first place.
Al, you should really come with us to the big city in September. Whoa, that sure was sudden. Come on, come with us.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know. I have my grandma to look after, and also my job. Man, in the big city, you could find 1,001 coffee shops. A flick of your finger, and you have a job.
Besides, you can attend lectures in our college even if you're not formally a student. Once you've decided on the faculty you like, you'll be able to take an entrance exam and enroll. Yeah, you should go for philology. Philology? What the hell's philology?
I don't know. The study of Phil? Who is Phil?
A word that I just don't know. Am I mocking it for no reason? I'm gonna look stupid. Let me just Google it.
Yes, please make the two of us both feel like idiots for this one.
Philology. Oh, the branch of knowledge that deals with the structure, historical development, and relationships of language or languages. It's North American English. So that would explain why I'd not heard of it.
Yep, never heard of it either. So.
Philology is the study of language. Okay.
That sounds like linguistics or something. Like, is it different from linguistics?
It's from the Greek. I don't know. It sounds like, Americans trying to make stuff sound fancy. Anyway, you should go for philology. It's super useless, but at least you have lots of time for yourself. Would you go into debt for nonsense? Not everyone's like you, Ian. Maybe Alex wants to actually learn something. Learn something at the uni.
Listen, what if we all move out of that stinking dorm and rent an apartment together with Alex?
Yeah, we're making fun of Phil's views. Yeah, I don't know who Phil is. Unless he's like Punxsutawney Phil, like the groundhog. Or maybe Phil out of Hercules? Phistopheles? I don't know. Living with you under the same roof. I'd prefer to keep my sanity intact, thank you.
Don't know about that. I really need to look after my grandma. Trust me, your grandma is the last person who needs to be looked after. Besides, Andy's parents will keep an eye on her. Or mine.
Sure.
Fine, I'll think about it. Why think? Just get your stuff together and let's go. Yeah. In Nash's mind, all decisions were made fast and easily. But I couldn't simply get up and leave. My grandma. No, deep inside I knew that was just an excuse. I was about to change the topic, but Nina beat me to it.
Hey, so this is the mushroom you've been telling me about. What? Oh.
She rummaged through the grass and showed us a small white mushroom with a spiral symbol on its cap.
That looks like the rock. Yeah, the spiral hat.
Yeah, everyone in town loves them so much. It's poisonous, right? What? Of course not.
It's not dangerous. They can help you relax and even relieve pain. Okay.
Magic mushrooms. That's it. Want to try?
No, I feel sick after having them. And how exactly do you try it?
Spit, rub, and bite. I'm joking. Give me your cup. I'll pour you some of my kombucha. Who else wants to try?
So this kombucha is...
Yeah, made from spiral hats. I made it myself.
Oh, cool. So it's fermented mushrooms. That's not disgusting at all. You promised me you won't be drinking this summer.
Uh-oh, they're setting up problems in the relationship. Oh no. Come on, little monkey. No one said anything about mushrooms. You said it yourself. They help one relax and relieve pain. You can't even imagine how my soul hurts after retaking my exams 3 times.
Oh, okay. Freaking liar. They started a squabble.
Nash was pouring kombucha while still arguing with Andy, so he unintentionally poured some for me too. In my hand was a cup full of mysterious pinkish liquid. Nia and I exchanged glances.
Have you tried it before?
Yeah.
Okay. You live only once.
She carefully brought the cup to her lips and took a sip.
Nothing special.
I decided not to take the risk and put the cup away. Who knows what effect these mushrooms would have on me. In the meantime, the quarrel went on.
Nash, I told you the mushrooms are not the point. I'm upset because you lied to me again.
Come on, little monkey. Don't pout. Should I pour you a cup too? Nash got all lovey-dovey with Andy, trying to make her forgive him. Ian was embracing Nina and whispering something into her ear. He was gently stroking her back, and his hand was going lower with each stroke. I turned away. Another couple. It's like I was at the Noah's Ark. Come on, just stop that already. I picked up the mushroom Nina threw away and looked over it. Suddenly I felt like the spiral symbol winked at me with a faint glow. Huh, this is funny.
What is it?
Nina broke free from her boyfriend's embrace and moved next to me.
Whoa.
I think it's glowing.
You're right.
It's easier to notice in the dark.
Never heard of these mushrooms. Where do they even come from?
No idea, but they used to call them fallen stars.
And what stars have to do with mushrooms?
My late grandfather told me this when I was a kid. He used to say, as raindrops fall from the sky, so do these vagrant mushroom stars come to this earth.
So romantic. If those really were stars, we wouldn't be here right now.
Andy confiscated all of Nash's kombucha and splashed it on the ground, cup after cup.
Not real stars, magical ones.
Yeah, something like that. It's all from his old legend about the dark deity that devoured the sky, or the sun. I don't remember it that well. Anyway, the mushroom's origin was described in that very legend.
So what does the sky and sun have to do with that?
The stars fell, don't you get it? Yeah. Sorry.
That's fine. The stars fell, didn't you get it? Yeah, this sure explains everything. One day someone found a strange mushroom, gorged themselves on it, and tripped. At the same time, there was a comet in the sky, so their imagination produced a whole starful nonsense together with the dark deity. Well, that solves it. Ugh, you're no fun. Oh, how did your grandfather get to know this legend?
He was born in a reservation and spent all his youth there. They had their own atmosphere there.
Wow, so you're a descendant of Native American?
Yeah.
Oh, so you found someone of your own kind, huh? Ha! Recently I learned that my ancestors lived in a reservation for a long time too. But because of oppression and persecution, they had to find somewhere else to settle. I'm an ethnography student, so I love this kind of stuff. History of different nations, their everyday lives. By the way, another top-tier faculty for lazy asses, lots of spare time. Ian! What?
Wow, the guys are just both assholes.
I know, right? Tell me more. Al, maybe your grandfather left some photographs? Please, please, please. Oh, not that again. It's getting so damn interesting here that I'm feeling like taking a drag.
Ian pulled an envelope out of his backpack and headed to the forest.
Ian, you're not going to stop without me, are you? Not a chance. Sorry, Alex, I'll be right back. You stay here and try and remember all the details.
Sure. Ian and Nina mingled with the trees. Nash and Andy were sitting at quite a distance from each other. Looks like the kombucha fight turned out to have much graver consequences than it seemed at the beginning. Nice folks. Say it again when they're back. Are they smoking something? What, you want some too? Don't worry, they know when to quit. They only fool around with it on weekends and when they have something to celebrate. But today's Wednesday, nothing to celebrate either. What do you mean, nothing? It's our summer holidays and we finally got all together. Certainly a cause for celebration. It's fine, really. Though I doubt Nina will remember what you two were talking about.
Glad to hear. The last thing I want is listen to stupid myths for the rest of the day.
Wow, all these people are terrible.
Yeah, everyone is terrible here. They're like so condescending. It's ridiculous.
Like, Andy's like, I don't care about the stories and the culture, blah blah blah.
I want to
Nash
hear
is
about
a
the
jerk,
stories.
A lying asshole. What?
I want to hear the stories.
Yes, I get it. You do. But like, Andy's a jerk about it. Nash is a liar. Ian's dismissive as hell.
Yeah. I mean, both the guys
I don't
are
know
kind
if
of jerks.
And we're not sure about Nina yet. Nina seems okay, but like, You know, they might be just setting her up as like, oh, she does drugs.
I mean, they're all
How dare
bloody doing
she?
drugs.
True.
You know, I mean, that's
Except
why.
for Alex, he decided to not drink the kombucha.
Which is great, you know, peer pressure and all. That's pretty impressive. I mean, it was pink and glowing. I'd be slightly confused.
Yeah.
Al, you don't bring that up either. You two can discuss your fairy tales some other time. Why isn't he so crazy about that nonsense? What, you mean culture? Things relevant to her actual education? Oh, I don't know.
Or her life, her
Exactly.
ancestor. What's so strange about that? I think it's fun. Do you know any scary legends about werewolves and stuff? Telling scary stories by the fire is perfect for a picnic.
You're like a child.
You know, I'm officially declaring you the most nagging person in the world. Doesn't sound too official. Where's the document stamped and signed?
Oh, God.
Not you too. No document, but I can give you this bottle cap as a medal. Nash proudly held the cap in front of him, covering the setting sun with it.
I just forgot. There should be a solar eclipse tomorrow at noon, I think.
Oh,
We
we're
should have
screwed.
chosen
Solar
tomorrow
eclipse?
for our picnic. I bet the view from here will be awesome.
This is when the planets align or some shit and something's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is grim dark,
guess-
right?
Yeah. Wait, what? Grimdark?
It's a grim dark story.
Oh, I didn't notice. I guess time to go home then? I say it's boring. What's so special about the sun covering the moon? Or what covers what again?
The sun covering the moon. Please stop the earth. I'm getting off.
Dot, dot, dot. You should have joined, Ian. You know... Oh, you should have joined Ian, you know. You really need to relax.
Someone's cooking sausages. I can smell them. Someone's burning something, but I think it smells like sausages. I think you missed that Andy ignored him and moved closer to me part.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Okay. Al, so what do you think about moving to the big city?
Oh, I thought you guys were joking. Of course we weren't. I'm not sure. Going to an unfamiliar city with no plan? I haven't saved up that much, and my grandma...
I spoke to Grandma Petty. She said she would be happy if you left.
Grandma Petty.
No, I was laughing at this. She'll be happy if you left.
That sounds very petty.
I mean, if you started to live for yourself.
I see. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure. I can't just leave her alone, can I? Man, my parents were looked after.
Mine too. And don't worry about the money. I spoke to my dad about that and he's willing to help.
God, Andy, I'm not that pathetic, you know? I see you two have already decided everything for me, huh?
We are just trying to help. Miss Valley's done for. Nothing to do here.
I'm fine with it. Doesn't look like it. And why do you care, Nash? We haven't seen each other for years, and suddenly you start to act like a friend? Dot, dot, dot.
Everyone around you just trying to help. Why are you being so stubborn?
Because you jumped this idea at me without talking to me first, and, like, even bringing it up, and now the four of you are just like, let's all live together and be all buddy-buddy. You can be the fifth wheel in the apartment. Ha ha ha.
And we already talked to your grandma and she wants to get rid of you. You know.
Right. Mind your own business. I didn't realize I raised my voice. Andy embraced her knees and lowered her eyes. Nash didn't say anything and now was staring into the fire. Sorry. It's just... I never found the body. What if she's still alive? What if Mom comes back one day? been so many years, but I just can't forget about it. I still remember how I used to sit by the window and wait for her to come back from work. And once I'd seen her, I immediately jumped outside to greet her. I'm actually doing the same thing to this day, looking out that bloody window every evening, but she never comes.
Alex.
I mean, the hard part is, like, the other side of it is like, he lives there, and it's like he lives with his grandmother, but at the same time, it's like, everybody's like, we'll help you, we'll, like, support you, and it's like, I don't want to, like, I kind of want to make it.
I want to make it on my own. You know, I want to support myself. Yeah. You know, I don't want to feel like a charity
Or
case.
support the person who got stuck supporting me. Like, clearly for 7 years, he's lived with this grandmother, and, like, it's just him and her, and it's like, she had to become a parent again.
Yeah.
I know, right? That's so stupid. But to me, leaving would mean that I betrayed her.
It's not stupid at all.
Just imagine, she comes back and sees that I'm not even waiting for her. I can't allow that.
But it's been so many years. I doubt she is alive. You have to let her go and move forward. I'm sure your mother would wish the same.
You're right. You are all right, but I just can't get it out of my head.
I hope this ends with him getting his mum back.
That'd be nice.
I think it's time to try.
Yeah, man, let's get out of here, and you'll feel better. Annie took my hand in hers and pressed her shoulder to mine. I felt warmth spreading in my chest, and my soul was at ease. I wish I could stay with her like that forever.
Why did they look suddenly horrified?
There's something behind me. What's that? Maybe an Eden and Nina are making fun of us?
Shh!
We strained our ears, but the dense thicket answered with nothing but the rustling of leaves. What the hell?
Did they leave again?
It's been a while. They should have come back by now.
Exactly. Let's go check on them.
The sun was almost down, so the forest was enveloped in darkness. Almost all light was consumed by the shadows. The whole atmosphere seemed sinister. Somewhat hesitant, I took a step forward and we proceeded into the forest. Do you hear anything? Your stomach is rumbling.
Why weren't there any more screams?
There was a scream?
I didn't hear a scream, but then I've got my
good.
window
It wasn't
open.
just me.
I've got my window open. I can basically hear my fan, and possibly the fire was crackling. But there are kids yelling outside having fun, you know, and there's a barbecue going on, so I'm not really hearing the game much. I have it turned right down so it doesn't leak into the mic. But no, I didn't hear a scream.
Okay. At least it wasn't only me.
Oh.
That's a good thing, right? Means everything is okay now?
Duh!
I bet Ian was bitten in the ass by a mite. That's why he screamed.
Where are they, for God's sake?
Hey, dudes! Shush! Don't shout. What else am I supposed to do? What's that?
Something's rustling in the shrubbery! Oh no, not the shrubbery! It's just gonna be a bunny or something.
Hey, stop playing hide and seek. Come out. Nash confidently stepped into the shrubbery. What are you two doing here? Soon he vanished among the foliage. Andy and I didn't dare to move any further.
Nervously exchanged glances. Green just shook then.
Ooh. Nash? Zombies! Oh wait. There was a black gaping hole among the rocks.
There's a cave. Hey, Nash!
Holy shit! Help me! Zooks! Scoob!
Scoob! I
He's
thought
just
that's what
Jackie
you
now.
did. Yep.
Nash was shouting at the top of his lungs, but his voice sounded muffled.
What does that
He was
make?
clearly scared to death and was about to lose it completely. What?
So Nash is Shaggy. Andy's what? Velma, and then hang on. Who are the other two?
Daphne.
Daphne.
Fred, and Scooby.
Daphne and Fred. Okay, does that make you Scooby? I think that makes you Scooby.
Yeah. I mean, Scoob's always okay, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think Scooby's the most
Andy,
sensible one of the
pull me
bunch.
out.
What happened? How did you...
Pull me out of here, damn it.
With what? You didn't bring any climbing equipment, you moron.
Andy switched on the flashlight on her smartphone and stuck her upper body into the hole.
It's too deep, Nash. Can't you get out by yourself?
It's too high.
That's what he said.
I heard something rustling in the grass. We were not alone. I could tell it was hiding behind the trees, watching us. The eye caught glimpses of movement among the foliage. I decided to check what was hiding there. I was slowly moving closer, straining my ears to hear even the quietest rustle. Ian? Nina? Don't come closer, just don't. My body was tense like a spring ready to snap. Shivers ran up and down my spine, and my skin was sticky with sweat. As I moved close enough to step into the shrubbery, my nostrils were hit with a nauseating metallic smell.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I froze in horror. It was Ian. His
That
body was
is
torn
some
apart, mangled.
goddamn chest burster nonsense.
Terror blurred my eyes, but I was able to discern the burly knots of intestines dangling from his abdomen. And the blood, the grass, the leaves, the ground, everything was covered in dark crimson stains. My ears were ringing. I barely managed to hobble back to where Andy was trying to calm Nash down.
Al, what happened? Look, we need to call the emergency service, then get our backpacks and... That was something, right?
It was a T-Rex!
Oh, Jesus.
Holy
Christ.
shit. As we turned our heads, we saw something unthinkable. An unknown creature was before us, a real monster.
God.
And it was clearly about to pounce on us. I could tell from the menace in its purple eyes, which were glimmering in the dark.
But it's also wearing a collar that looks like it's sparking electric.
Yeah. The
It
creature
looks
bared its snow-white fangs with traces of scarlet blood on them.
It looks like, the Nugs or something from Dragon Age. Am I getting the right word?
I don't know.
Like
I didn't play a ton of
bunny
Dragon
things.
Age.
Like mutant bunny
It looks like
things.
I'm trying to think. I've seen something like this before, but like I couldn't call it like the Resident Evil ones. Like it doesn't look like that.
And he's not even been eating the mushrooms, so can't even blame the mushrooms for this. Maybe the mushrooms made this. This is supposed to just be a bunny or a wolf or something, but it's just the collar. Clearly, this is being controlled. Anyway. Andy turned as pale as a ghost. We froze as we stared at it, our eyes wide open with fear. I could hear nothing but the beating of my own heart. The creature charged at us. I had no idea what to do. I could think of nothing but that I was going to die in the middle of nowhere, torn to pieces by an unknown creature. Suddenly, Andy grabbed me by the collar and pulled me down. I didn't even realize that we dived into the hole. Oh, cool, right, yeah. Alex? Alex?
Ashley, sorry I fell asleep again.
Please wake up, my precious.
felt mild jolts of pain in my head, neck, and shoulders. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. That very pain, which was spreading throughout my body, made me feel alive again. A little later, I finally regained my consciousness and tried to sit up.
There's a lot of those mushrooms.
My lower back hurt and my blood trickled down from my scraped knees and elbows. Nash? Nash leaned over Andy and was trying to bring her to her senses. Andy, can you hear me? Fuck, she won't wake up. She's dead, man. Step aside. Find something to light the place up. Sure. As Nash rummaged in his pockets, I reached for Andy's neck. My hands were trembling. My heart tightened in my chest at the thought that she could really be... No. I managed to locate her pulse and gave out a heavy sigh. Alive. I couldn't see Nash's face, but I could hear his rugged breathing. He must have been scared to death. The place we fell to was illuminated by the dim light of the many spiral hats scattered around. I was surprised at how big the mushrooms were compared to the surface. Above us was the hole we fell through. We could see neither the sky nor the moonlight. Apparently, the passage was twisty. The hole was quite high. It was impossible to get up to it without any equipment. So that's the only way out. God, how is it possible that we haven't cracked our heads open? The miracle that saved our lives was the unnaturally thick layer of moss that covered the stone floor of the cave. The moss grew everywhere, even on the ceiling. Why won't she wake up? No idea, but better not to move her. Maybe she's broken something. I was starting to realize just how precarious our situation was. But one of us was stricken with panic already. That wouldn't do. I should get a grip on myself. Al, I have my phone with me. There's no connection, but the battery's still 60% charged. That's good. Light it up for me. Nash turned on the flashlight, and we finally were able to see properly. That's when I noticed blood on Andy's head. Damn, this is not good. What? She hit her head. Andy clearly needed first aid, but we had neither water nor clean cloth. We should try to climb. I tried. The hole is high, and this moss is really slippery, so it's impossible. Damn. I was staring at the hole above my head, racking my brain on how to get to it. Nash flopped down into the moss. As soon as he did, he gasped and grabbed his side. Are you okay? Fine. Here, take a sip. Nash pulled a shiny flask out of his pocket. I accepted it and immediately took a few gulps. I felt like fire burned my mouth. It was strong liquor in the flask. Ew. Ew? 10-year-old whiskey, you know. I borrowed it from my dad. Just don't tell Andy. He sneaked a worried glance at her. Then he suddenly turned back to me as if he'd remembered something. Have you seen Ian and Nina? Ian's dead body appeared in my mind and I shuddered. But not only out of pity, I didn't forget the dreadful beast that almost killed me and Andy. I couldn't force a word out of my mouth, just refused to accept all of that as reality. Man, you've seen something weird up there, haven't you? Wait, what? Feels like it's supposed to be a Nash line. You're scaring me. How did you even end up here? Well, I can't really say it myself. I stepped into the bushes and I heard someone squelching and groaning. Thought the guys were in the middle of something hot. I wanted to come closer, but stepped on a pile of stones and my foot sank in. I tried to get out, but the more I struggled, the more I went down. At one point, I just started to roll down and fell here. Before I fell, well... What? I think I saw something in the bushes, not the guys. It was not human, you know? And what about you? It was so boring without me. You decided to join? We were almost eaten alive by some kind of beast. You're freaking kidding me. Wolf or bear? I didn't see, but we shat our pants. I didn't know what to do and jumped down here. Damn, and what about the dudes? I saw Ian. Well, actually, what about him? He's dead. ... Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't know what to say, so I just bit my lip and turned away. My eyes were stung by tears. I couldn't believe all of that was happening to me. Nash asked no further. He clasped his head with both hands, his eyes wide open. We're done for. Where did that beast come from? I was barely able to not give into panic myself. I approached Nash and shook him by the shoulders. Calm down, Nash. It's coming for us too. It's gonna jump down here and rip us to pieces. I had to give him a sip to help him out of his panic.
Slap.
It made him come to his senses. Oh, sip sounded better.
You're sipping him? That just sounds really, not this genre.
Of his whiskey. Duh.
Nah, you slapped him.
It could have followed us immediately, but hasn't. I guess the beast is smart enough to know it won't be able to climb back. Way smarter than us, actually. So calm down. That's when I noticed that his tank top was ripped on the side and smeared with blood. Are you hurt? It's nothing. He splashed some whiskey on the wound and closed his eyes in pain. I took the flask from him and ripped a few strips of cloth from those parts of my outfit that were cleaner than others. Then I soaked the strips in whiskey and carefully wiped the edge of the wound on Andy's head. The fact that she was still unconscious was quite frightening. Nash leaned against a big rock and was now staring at the moss with a blank stare. We spent some time in silence.
Maybe I should be the voice in your head because it looks like no one else is alive.
Al, look, I'm sorry. What are you talking about? We're all idiots, ventured into who knows where. That's not it. What you said by the fire, me, you, and Andy were best buddies, as thick as thieves, but then it all went downhill really fast. Between you and me, you know? Come on, what's this about? A deathbed confession? What if this is our last chance to talk things out?
Nash was breathing heavily as he clutched the wound on his side. Starting to have a bad feeling about all of this.
You stopped being yourself when your mother went missing, but you and me, we remained bros for many years after that. So what happened next, during high school and the graduation ceremony? No idea, it was you who distanced himself. You think so? Forget it, I'd rather not talk about that. Nah, I want to set things straight. That was when me and Andy started dating each other. Well, not quite dating, started to become closer. Nash. That was when something snapped between you and me. Listen, friendships end. Everyone takes their own path, that's normal. I may be stupid, but I'm not blind. You like Andy, always have. Stop making things up. I didn't realize it back then, forgive me. Don't mention it.
Say what you want, but Nash was sincere. A lump came up in my throat. I wanted to say something nice to him, but I couldn't find the words.
I'll go have a look around. You stay here and rest.
I came close to the hole and tried climbing the wall. All I achieved was getting a few more scratches and bruises. It would have been impossible to get up there, even if Nash had given me a boost. I started to pace back and forth, thinking about what to do next. Nash was giving out barely audible groans. Andy stayed motionless. I was starting to worry whether they would be able to make it to the arrival of a rescue party. If it ever came, of course. My thought train was interrupted by a feeling of cold. A little gust of wind blew at my ankle.
Nash, look, there's something over there.
I pulled away the thick moss and uncovered another hole. Then I used the flashlight to inspect it. I crawled closer.
It's a passage. Looks like we can crawl through it. What if there's an exit on the other end? We should check. I'd rather not go there. You won't. You'll stay here and look after Andy. Man, I'm not letting you go there alone. Andy will kill me. So what's your plan? Do you see another way out? We'll wait. Yeah, sure. You're half dead and Andy's not waking up. We'll be waiting to die. You haven't seen Nina, right? She might have escaped. She'll bring help. And what if she won't? I wouldn't count on it.
Sweat broke out on Nash's forehead. He clutched his side again.
We've got no connection, and no one is going to hear our cries for help. I know, right, but we don't know what's there. You can get stuck, or what's worse, get smashed into a pulp. Thanks for the encouragement. Exactly what I need right now. I don't know, man. Think about me. If Andy finds out I let you go, she'll eat me alive. It's getting late. I bet someone is searching for us already.
Oh.
I say we stay here and wait, damn it.
I raised my eyes to look at the crevice above our heads. I twisted in a mocking grin. Sneering at me, bitch. The exit's right here, but you can never reach it. Just lick your lips at it and know your place. The newfound passage was the only available way out. Oh! I mean, we've got to explore, right?
I think so. Like, I don't know what would happen if we did nothing. Game just end.
We're gonna explore the passage.
I'm going. Need to check what's there. You're insane, Al. Your condition is getting worse, and Andy's got a crack in her head. I can't just wait and do nothing.
Nash tightened his lips in disapproval.
But you'll be on your own. I'm the least injured out of us. It's gonna be fine. I'll just have a look and turn back. Here, take my phone. You'll need it. We've got plenty of light here anyway. Okay. And take the whiskey for courage. There's not much left, but I'm giving you the most valuable thing I have. No need. Good luck, man, and come back as soon as you can. Sure. ... Come on, it's like you're seeing me off to my final journey.
Not a very good joke. Nash's face darkened with terror. Once everything was ready, I crouched and looked inside the hole. The passage was quite narrow. I started to crawl slowly, and it was not an easy thing to do. Dust made my nose itchy. We got a blooped! The first blooped. We went deeper into the caves. That tells me that... You already had that one?
Yeah, I dove this a while ago. Like this last year.
Fair. Well, it has been sitting in our queue a while. The dust made my nose itchy and my eyes watery. My palms were being scratched by small stones. It was getting harder to breathe. I was about to get stricken by panic, but soon the passage widened, and I was able to regain my footing. Whoa.
Whoa. What, are you okay? I'm in a mine or something. Was there really something like this in Mist Valley? No idea, man. Okay, I'll go have a look around. Just don't get carried away. Come back soon.
I could see a dead end ahead. Something glinted in the flashlight beam there, and nearby was a corridor that led deeper into the caves.
Drop a save.
Oh, you're dropping a save?
Yeah.
It's got auto whatchamacallit, so I've just not really bothered, but sure, we'll drop a save.
Well, just in case this is like a death choice.
Okay. Does that mean we're gonna find the shiny thing, right?
I don't know what we're gonna find.
Okay. Well, it's your call.
Inspect the dead end.
The light picked out stones, wooden beams, and bones.
Damn.
There was a body, or rather a skeleton, covered in tattered rags. I shuddered.
Poor soul.
There was a screaming when you went out to empty the bins. I mean, there was a cacophony a few 5, 10, I don't know, minutes ago. So yeah, I'm assuming But to be fair, I really wish this, whatever it is, was on at a normal time, because they were still screaming at like 1 a.m. on whichever day I was trying to get to sleep. So, I don't know what's going on. I don't really care. I just wish they'd be more respectful of the fact that other people live here. Anyway, close to the remains was the cracked safety helmet. I was planning to explore the caves, but was hardly ready for such a risky venture. The helmet could protect my head if something went wrong. It didn't help its owner, though. This man could be one of the people who had gone missing in the past few years. If the remains were ever to be found, the helmet would definitely help identify the body. I pondered what I should do.
Take the helmet.
Take the helmet. Sorry, I whispered to the remains and carefully picked up the helmet. Then I wiped it with my sleeve and put it on my head. There was nothing more to look at in the dead end, so I proceeded further. Cautiously advanced through the moss-covered cave. I mean, it's pretty. The twisty corridor seemed endless, and there was nothing but darkness ahead. I had to climb slippery slabs of rock and jump down from stone ledges. Still, the path was easier than I expected. It seemed like this corridor was used on a regular basis, therefore most of the obstacles were prudently moved out the way. I couldn't help but think that someone had been here just recently. Or that someone could be here at this very moment. That was a weird text effect. Watching me from the pitch black shadows. Carefully treading on my heels in silence. You see it, right? I'm not just imagining that, okay?
It's a goblin.
Okay, I panicked and turned around, but I didn't see anyone. Just my imagination. That's only a stone. The darkness and the monotonous, never-ending corridor were driving me mad. I couldn't stay there much longer, so I decided to walk about 40 feet more and turn back. I guessed the distance right. Ooh. Ahead was a shabby set of wooden stairs leading down. Next to it were a few large boulders. One of them had a spiral mark on it. That's like the third one.
Same as the one in the forest. What the hell? And on the mushrooms, and everywhere else.
Yeah, this mark scared me as much as everything else, or even more. I've discovered a secret passage, but had no intention of finding out who it belonged to. So I turned back. Really? Soon I saw the familiar part of the cave. The narrow passage that I'd crawled through was right here. It was all for nothing. All I did was waste the battery charge, and it was so valuable now. I had no choice but to crawl back. Figured I should let the guys know I was coming.
Hey guys, I'm back.
However, all I heard in response was silence. You can't hear
Chirp,
silence.
chirp, chirp, chirp. Nash, Andy?
I switched off the flashlight and looked into the crevice. A faint bluish moon glow shone on the other end of the passage. Yeah, you fucking... A wave of dread surged through me. I rushed away, not a shred of courage left in me. I was so terrified I couldn't even see where I was going. Terrible noises rang out behind my back. It felt like I was being chased by a dozen giants. The earth shook beneath my feet. I couldn't hold the phone steady, and the light bounced around the cave, confusing me even more. The horrible noises behind were growing louder, which made my blood run cold. The monster was close. By some kind of miracle, I managed to outrun it and reach the stairs. It didn't seem reliable, to say the least. There was a pile of rocks nearby. I could hide behind them. But would that kind of hide-and-seek really work? The beast probably has a strong sense of smell.
Escape down the stairs, I guess?
Yeah. Driven by panic, I rushed down the stairs, jumping 3 steps at a time. Don't do that, Sassy, you fall and break your neck. The staircase
You don't know
was
how
shaking.
reliable these stairs are.
Yeah, because of my hasty and reckless movements. Suddenly, one of the steps snapped in two. That made me lose my balance, and I started rolling down. The fall certainly shortened my way down, but I think I hit my head against a rock quite hard. The helmet I had picked up earlier probably saved my life.
That's a death if we didn't grab the helmet.
Yeah, safety first. The equipment you found saved you from death. Thank you, Leaky. I hydrate now. By the time I came to my senses, there was no pursuit. I brushed the dust off my clothes and continued down the stairs. Steps creaked under my feet, making stones and dirt crumble and fall down the stairs. Making each step, I was afraid the stairs might not bear my weight. The word stairs has lost all meaning now. Still, I continued my way deeper.
Stairs.
Continued my way deeper into the darkness. I was starting to think that stairs had no end at all. Fortunately, that was not the case, and I finally reached the bottom. Alright, your turn.
Okay. There I heard the gurgling of water. Numerous small streams twisted their way around the islets of earth. The place was quite big. My steps resounded with hollow echo. Another disaster fell upon me in the form of the phone's charge, which was rapidly approaching 0. How long have you been out for it to go from 60 to 0?
How much does this flashlight take up of the battery? Possibly about an hour?
I don't even think it would be that quick. That's the thing. Like, here's the thing. So, I drive to places, like, I'll drive to pick up my girlfriend for date night, I'll drive downtown, and if I don't want to listen to the radio, I will put on a YouTube video on my phone and put that, like, in the console and listen to a YouTube video. I can do that easily for a few hours in the car and not have the phone die. And a YouTube video is also using data. So you're going to tell me that 60% of a battery is going to go from a flashlight? Like, did you just have, like, an old phone that you've just run down that hard, Nash? Like, buddy.
I mean, it could be that the problem is that if your phone doesn't have signal, it uses a lot of charge trying to find signal. So the best thing to do is always put it in airplane mode. And I bet he didn't do that. So that drains the battery quite fast.
I just wouldn't think it would be that fast.
I don't know. I mean, it's dramatic effect, right?
Yes. Before long, I was going to lose my only light source, and it was terrifying. No light meant death. I wouldn't be able to go very far in the dark. I didn't even know where I was going. There were only stones and moss around me, so the eye had nothing to use as a landmark. The phone buzzed a warning signal. The battery was almost dead. I hurried forward, not even knowing where exactly I wanted to come to. Soon the light died out.
I thought the mushrooms glowed.
My heart raced. In my eyes was darkness and nothing but darkness. And my ears are ringing, apparently. And I was alone, all alone. I lay down on the stone floor and buried my face into my knees. Tears were burning my eyes as I could no longer hold my sobbing back. So that was how I would meet my end, alone in the dark. And nobody would even hear me. No, this game is called Deep Under, not Alone in the Dark.
Yes, exactly.
Different developer. This isn't from Atari. What? In order to better hear the indistinct sounds, I pulled the helmet off my heart and threw it away. At first, I thought it was a part of the natural sounds of the cave, like a draft of wind or something like that. But I was wrong. It was human speech, barely perceptible whisper, and I was almost able to make out the words. Someone was calling me. It greatly boosted my morale, and I got up. My eyes were still blind, but that whisper, it was my guide.
This could only go poorly.
Tiny lights flickered around me, the spiral hats. The dim light of the spiral hats helped me calm down. With them, I was able to find my way once again. My whole body became ears. As I strived to hear as much as I could. My whole body became ears. I'm sorry. That line gets me. Have you seen this there's this woman in a car who interprets book stuff, musical book wording. So
musical book wording?
So this woman would read passages in books that use musical language to describe people.
Gotcha.
And so, like, I'll probably see this video again. I'll send it to you if I can find it, where it's just like she'll read a line from a book and it's like, he spoke with a staccato like
Mm.
inflection or something of like, I can't go on. She'll be like, I can't go on.
Yeah, well, that's what staccato is. Die.
But like, there's a bunch of these, like, and that's one of the more normal ones. But like, there's some of the other ones that she notices, and she'll just like imitate it using musicality. So the idea of my whole body became ears.
I mean, that is certainly an image that I don't particularly want to have in my head. Yes.
By the way, to anybody who cares about the footy, England is up 1-0 in the 77th minute.
Yeah, we know, we heard.
Oh, I didn't.
No, I mean, literally, everyone was yelling, so, you know.
Okay.
As Leaky said, they were screaming, so I assume a goal happened. Yeah. And it's the only one I've heard all night, so therefore someone was at 1-0. 77 minutes, that means we've got about 10 left unless it goes into OT.
There'll be extra time because always of like all the stoppages.
Penalties.
I'm not even saying penalties, I'm just saying like stoppage time. But yeah, a little more than 10 minutes, and then if England holds, it'll be England-Spain.
Who are they playing today?
Argentina.
Oh, that explains some things. So,
It explains things?
someone was talking about Argentina this morning. It puts it into context now.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention. I honestly couldn't care less about sports ball. Unless England's playing Germany, and then it's just amusing. I don't know why that amuses me. Tradition at this point, I think. Out of the thick veil of silence, I make out strange sounds which remind me of rhythmical breathing. A nasty shiver ran up my spine. I swallowed nervously as I proceeded in the sound's direction. My nose was assaulted by the pungent smell of mold or something similar. Strange noises were growing louder, and I was finally able to recognize human speech. There was a whole chorus chanting some kind of bizarre infernal motif. I continued to walk until I saw a bright light shining through from behind a pile of rocks ahead.
By the way, I sent it to you and Leaky.
Okay, cool. I was somewhat confused by what I discovered behind the stone wall. A huge cavern appeared before me, reminding me of the one we originally fallen into.
I don't know if I'd sent it previously, but yeah.
I shall.
And there were people in the cavern. All as one were dressed in long black robes. The most unique thing in the cavern was the colossal mushroom, which was at least 2 human bodies tall.
So like 12
Its
foot?
stalk covered in something resembling veins, and its cap was translucent and filled with some kind of murky bluish purple liquid.
That's a giant
king
penis.
mushroom. The king mushroom was surrounded by its kin, which was smaller in size. It was stifling due to the high amount of steam in the cavern. The people were standing at the bottom of the monstrous mushroom. A tall man stepped forward, his hunched body also concealed by a black robe. What kind of gathering is that? The tall man turned to face the mushroom, raised his hands to it, and started a speech with his hoarse bass voice. It's her dad.
I was just thinking that!
His train trip was actually for him to go to the secret meeting of the Mushroom Men.
Mushroom men.
I had never heard a voice as low as that.
Hear it, our Lord, hear us. We are your children. We are your slaves. The hour of the dead sun is upon us, and we did not forget our vows. And this night, the night before a solar eclipse, we strive to fulfill our duty. The sacred vessel thou desperately seek, we offer it to thy divine majesty.
A person was dragged into the cavern. Their head was covered with a bag, so I couldn't see who it was. I shuddered at the realization of what was about to happen. My nerves were overstrung. I didn't know what to do and just watched.
Hear us, O Jared. Accept our gift to thee, O Lord. Come to us in flesh and spirit. Let thee be born in this mortal world. Bestow thy grace on humble slaves of thine. Open for us the doors to Yetlan, the beautiful and perfect world of thine. Let us serve thee for centuries to come, O Lord.
After those words, each of the robed silhouettes raised the clay cup and put its contents into their mouth. A moment later, they resumed humming the already familiar motif. On top of that, everyone started chanting one single word.
Jewett.
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 The person who was about to be sacrificed let out a piteous groan. I realized it was a girl.
Oh, it's got to be the
She could
missing girl from our picnic thing. I've forgotten her name already, though.
Nina?
Nina, yes.
She could very well be Andy. The thought was so terrifying, it almost made my heart stop.
No, Andy got
Meanwhile,
eaten by the weird snake thing.
I was going to say, I thought it was like a hound type thing, but that second picture looked a lot more like a basilisk type thing.
Yeah.
But like, not a basilisk, but like, I don't know, what's a basilisk or a snake that has like a arms on on its upper torso?
A worm?
Is it? Does it become worm at that point? Like, I guess, like, I think of worms as being like more of like, they have wings instead of arms.
I mean, there's a giant mushroom penis, and they're gonna sacrifice someone to it, so...
You know what? You're right. We don't have anywhere to go when we have a giant mushroom penis.
Exactly.
There we go. There is the direction of the stream.
Uh-huh. I was always gonna go there. It's the
While
stream
the
with
tall
us,
man
right?
went on.
I plead thee to accept this vessel, O Lord, for thy will is our will.
Having finished his ritual speech, the man unsheathed the curved dagger and removed the bag from the head of his offering. I clenched my eyes shut and stopped breathing. Soon my ears caught the shrill, choking cry of pain. My lips started to tremble.
This is what happened to all the missing people. His mum got sacrificed to the giant penis mushroom.
For a while, nothing happened, but then the chanting ceased. I felt a strange premonition of someone's approach. The dome was being filled with otherworldly presence. Waves of air rolled over the entire cavern and resonated against the walls. I was looking in all directions, trying to locate its source, but the stone hall was empty, except for the people and mushrooms. The air was growing heavier, pressing down on me with incredible power. Fear gripped hold of me, my heart beating a frantic rhythm in my chest.
EBX!
Space distorted in eerie proportions, stretching immeasurably wide, and then shrinking into a single point.
Get the hiccups.
A little bit. The air kept heating up until, at the highest point, the tension suddenly dissipated.
Thunderstorm!
It seemed like the mushroom let out a wave of purple mist for a moment. Oh.
It just ejaculated everywhere, didn't it?
Purple. Interesting color to ejaculate there.
I mean, you know, clearly someone's been drinking the mushrooms. The mushroom kombucha!
The cultist fell asleep.
Purpley.
It was so unbelievable that I almost forgot to breathe. And the whispering, it was hypnotizing. And it came right from the mushroom's direction. I just remained there, totally stupefied, until I realized that was my only chance to get past these maniacs. I took a few cautious steps out from behind the rocks. Nobody moved. Their limp bodies stayed exactly where they were. I could neither hear their breathing nor snoring. Are they even alive? But I had neither time nor intention of finding that out. Another corridor could be seen ahead. I was about to start toward it, but my eyes picked out a familiar silhouette on the floor. I approached the big mushroom. Nina lay face down at its bottom.
Told ya.
I recognized her by her woolen white dress, now covered in dark, glittering stains. A black puddle spread beneath her. Blood. Blood was everywhere. I lost my last shred of composure. My whole body shuddered and I fell to my knees. Shadows were creeping around me. At first I thought it was the cultists coming out of their trance, but I was wrong. A dark purple wave swept along the ground and surged up the giant mushroom, enclosing it in a spiral of mist.
Good luck with the early night, Leaky, and have fun.
Night, Leaky. It was on the verge of dream and reality, such a bizarre scene that I thought I was delirious. The dark mass rose above the mushroom and formed into a hideous creature. There was no human face or animal muzzle where the head was supposed to be, just pitch black flesh.
That looks like an eye to me, but you know.
I was looking into the void, the endless, all-consuming void that terrified me and drove me to madness. I faced the primal fear itself. I would have gone mad if not for someone grabbing me by the shoulder and forcefully turning me around.
What's its dad, right?
A black robe flashed before my eyes. Massive paws with long claws, ugly muzzle and tiny beads of eyes above it.
Oh,
it's a rat man!
That's a rat man, yeah. Mole man!
A
Mole man!
Mole man! Okay, I've lost my mind after all. It barked in an inhuman voice.
How dare you disturb my lord?
We were approached by the other demons. They were not humans, but monsters! A knife's blade gleamed.
You filthy rat, you've angered him, you've desecrated him. So wash your sin away with blood.
Sharp metal bit at my throat. I clutched my neck. Hot blood was flowing down my hands. I choked on it as I collapsed to the ground.
Today our Lord will sate his hunger. I'm glad you're enjoying it, BX.
Life was slowly flowing out of me. My consciousness was fading. It was the end. I was sure of it. I felt neither pain nor anything else. All physical sensations disappeared. White sparks flashed before my eyes. The flow of sparks grew in density. I noticed galaxies and planets among them. The endless space was dotted with countless cosmic bodies. It was pressing upon me with the power of the infinite, of its infiniteness. I saw a light far away.
It burns!
Ariel?
Aureole?
Was growing in size until it occupied my entire field of vision. The light was mercilessly burning my eyes, and I squeezed them shut. And then... darkness.
Oh, thank God. That was bright. Oh, hello.
An unfamiliar city. I had never seen anything like it. It was frozen in time, deserted and engulfed in grave silence. Not a soul walked its streets, and not even a slightest gust of wind blew there. I couldn't recognize any known architectural style in the buildings around me. Besides, the buildings were much larger than their earthly counterparts. I noticed that by looking at the front doors, which were at least 9 feet high. It was like the city was inhabited by some alien race rather than by humans. Well, if it was inhabited at all, for the streets were completely deserted. Walls and roofs were covered in something oily and slippery. Mushrooms and slime were everywhere.
Yeah.
There was a huge pyramid nearby. I even remember the proper word for it, ziggurat. Its top was touching the sky, in the most literal sense. And there was a dark spot in the sky, a hole through which I could see the stars. What's that? A dream? A shadow fell on the ground. Someone was approaching me from behind. I couldn't tell whether it was a human or an animal by the shape of the shadow. The shape was constantly changing. The dark shadow grew in size, stretching its countless limbs in all directions. I could tell some of these ugly tentacles were going my way. I couldn't bring myself to turn around, being engulfed by terror. One of the shadow hands slowly reached forward, trying to grab me. I broke into a run along the twisty, unfamiliar streets. However, the way I ran was quite unusual. My legs were not moving, and I was floating through the air. The creature behind my back uttered a guttural howl and dashed after me.
Okay. Driven by terror, I reached the bottom of the ziggurat, which turned out to be even more enormous up close. An incredibly long staircase led to the entrance. Every single one of the countless steps was knee-high. I was surprised at how easy it was to climb it. As light as a feather, I was jumping over 3 steps at a time. I felt weightless. I was not getting tired, too. I wasn't even out of breath. If I breathed at all, how was it possible? It must be a dream. I almost reached the entrance when my pursuer wrapped its tentacle around my leg, squeezing and burning it. I cried out. I had no sensation before, so the pain was sudden. Whoa! I turned around to see who it was. It was the creature from the cave. The one I saw near the big mushroom. My nose caught the smell of rotting flesh coming right out of the creature's bottomless mouth. I wanted to devour me, that I was sure of. A spear flew past me and went straight into the creature's mouth. It came from the entrance direction. The beast hissed and let go of my leg. I fell onto the steps, then without a second thought I rushed to the towering gates. I was barely able to squeeze my way between the huge gate leaves. Still trembling out of terror, I fell to my knees. Suddenly I felt so exhausted. What was that? If this is a dream, why everything feels so real now? As I was trying to recover from the recent shock, another disaster fell upon me. I felt someone touching my shoulder. I'd lost my nerve long ago, so I shrieked like a girl. You mean like a small child? Come on. I forced myself to turn around, expecting another monster. Oh, it's Groot! But this one resembled a human, or rather a burnt human corpse. Scorched. Actually, no, it looks a little bit like the ones from The Last of Us? On its face, I could see neither eyes nor mouth nor nose. It was just a black mess of flesh, soot, and ashes.
Stay back.
Terrified, I crawled back, trying to find anything I could use to defend myself. But my hands went... What?
It's 2-1 Argentina.
Really?
Yeah, there were
Nice.
2 goals that just happened out of nowhere.
Great. To be fair, I kind of hope we lose, because then people will just shut up. Because otherwise they'll be noisy and they'll be honking, and then I won't be able to go to sleep. But my hands went through objects. I even felt like I was sinking under the floor. Finally, I saw a stone which glowed dimly with the golden radiance. It looked like a piece of cornice covered with some fancy ornament. I grabbed it and turned around, ready to strike. But Scorch just stood there, not even trying to attack me. In his hand, I saw a spear, which looked exactly like the one that pierced the creature's throat. He slowly crouched, putting the spear down on the marble floor. Then he stood back up, still moving really slowly, and took a step in my direction. Excuse me.
Alright. Don't come any closer or you'll get hurt.
I kept crawling back until my back was against the wall. I had nowhere to run, and Scorch was coming closer. I had no idea what his intentions were. He looked just as bizarre as everything else here, but I have a feeling he was less hostile.
Put down the stone.
Yeah. I felt that Scorched had no intention of hurting me. He put his weapon down on the floor, making it clear he came in peace. And the spear, could he be the one who helped me escape the monster's clutches? I tossed the stone away. It fell to the floor with a thud. Scorched approached slowly. He was waiting for something. He seemed to be looking all over me, though it was hard to find something that even resembled eyes on his face, if one could call that a face. I took a deep breath, trying to get a hold of myself, but 1,000 bells were ringing inside my head, and my heart was beating as fast as a drum. Before I noticed, a haze covered my eyes and my consciousness left me. I don't know whether someone scored or someone missed. Now I feel compelled to look. Your turn.
I was brought to my senses by the nauseating smell of dead flesh. As I opened my eyes, I saw the semi-transparent caps of the large spiral hats scattered around. The caps emitted a light glow, so it was quite bright compared to the caves I went through earlier. Each time I tried to get on my feet, my hands and legs slipped on the slimy substance beneath me, and I fell again. The unusually viscous mycelium was everywhere. Something snapped under my hand. Once I saw what it was, I shrank back in horror. Bones and skulls could be seen beneath the semi-transparent layer of mycelium, and on its surface rested fresher bodies.
That's where his
By
mum
fresher,
went.
I mean that those bodies were yet to be overgrown by mycelium. However, it was obvious that the corpses had been there for months. Strips of black flesh dangled from the bones, and clothes had turned to something resembling slimy seaweed. My throat spasmed, and I felt like I was about to throw up, but nothing came out as my stomach was empty. Strong coughs tore up my throat, and tears came to my eyes, either from the stench or from horror.
Or both.
It was your fault, Horror.
It's Horror's fault. Yeah.
Yep. I
Uh-huh.
couldn't bear looking at it any longer, so I clasped my head with both hands and squeezed my eyes shut. My whole body shuddered out of horror and disgust, and my heart threatened to break through my ribs. I want to get out of here. Run as fast as I can right now. I forced myself to snap out of those thoughts. I staggered to my feet and took a few awkward steps. It was hard to walk through the bumpy and slippery mass. The death smell was making me dumb. Everything was spinning around me, and my body was shaking like I had run a marathon. I was gonna say, like, if I was gonna say the death smell did something to me, I would say it would make me numb, not dumb. But I don't know.
I would say it made me nauseous, but you know.
Well, that too. But we've been talking about the nausea for a while, so I don't know.
Fair.
Clutching my nose, I made my way through the uneven rows of mushrooms and mountains of corpses. Then I saw the stone wall of the ditch. Before climbing it, I noticed something. The bodies of Ian and Nina lay nearby. Signs of lividity could already be seen on them. Again, I barely managed not to throw up. I turned away and slumped against the wall. Oh God. I'd known them for a day, but I felt so bitter that they died so young. Thoughts raced through my head. What kind of bastards did this to them? To everyone here. So that's where people disappeared to? All those years? I was struck by a realization. Mom must be somewhere here too.
Yeah,
In so many years, I doubt there's still something left of her. Tears pricked at my eyes, and I felt my chest tighten. I'm done. I just can't endure it any longer. I must get out of here right now.
There's got to be a way out, though.
I used the protruding rocks to climb up this slanting wall. It turned out to be harder than I thought. Despite that, I overcame the obstacle quite fast and crawled into a big cavern. The smell of the corpses faded a little, but I didn't feel any better. How did I even end up here? I had been killed, right? I remembered the burning sensation of the sharp blades sliding across my throat, and nasty goosebumps ran down my spine. I touched my t-shirt. It was wet. My fingers were soaked in something dark red. I was covered in blood. My shivering intensified even further, and I reached for my throat to find the uneven ridge of a fresh scar. Oh God. Nothing of this made any sense. Maybe I just imagined all of it. No, it felt too real to be a work of imagination, too painful, too unbearable, and too disgusting. It was no coincidence that I woke up in that pit. I was thrown into the grave because I belonged there. I was surrounded by the dead. I lay among them, breathing the smell of death. The thought was so revolting it made me shudder. My skin began to itch, and I scratched it until it started to bleed. I just wanted to scrape off the parts that had been touched by death. If I was not right, it was not right for me to be there. I'm alive. Doesn't matter why and how I survived, but I'm alive. I clasped my head, fearing it was about to burst, as if I didn't have enough shit on my plate already. I started to recall how I ended up here. First, we followed the trail in the forest, then had a picnic by the fire, after which we fell into that hole. The ugly creatures near the monstrous mushroom, the ritual. Just how long have I been in that corpse ditch? Andy, Howshi, and Nash. What if they are dead? But I haven't seen them in the pit. Maybe I just missed them? No, I'm never going there again. I looked around and saw nothing but stones, mushrooms, and mold. Not a single sign of the bizarre city and the huge temple in its center. Turns out it was just a dream. Too bad the caves were not. I had no idea how to get out of there, but there was no point in staying, so I headed for the closest corridor. I did my best to walk as slowly and quietly as possible, straining my ears to hear any kind of noise. Literally everything made me panic. A stone that bounced aside, a drop of water that trickled down the stone wall and splashed on the ground. I started to shake from the cold. A yawn came out of nowhere. I was barely able to move my legs. The narrow corridor ended, and I stepped into another part of the caves.
An unnatural green light loomed out of the blackness in front of me. My heart dropped, and I immediately turned away, trying to move as quietly as possible. I hid behind a pile of rocks. When I stuck my head out of my shelter, I saw two humans, silhouettes nearby. One of them held a light stick. I'd seen those in movies. It was the source of the strange green light. By their side was an animal that resembled a dog. It was hard to tell from here, but it seemed
Two
not to
legs
have
and a big tail. Okay.
the hind legs. Instead, there was a massive tail at the rear end of its body. It looks like an undine, to be fair. I had seen that beast before. It was the monster that attacked us in the forest. The monster that ripped you into pieces. The monster that chased me into this pit of hell. Suddenly, I heard the normal human speak.
Hurry up, you freak.
One of the silhouettes raised some sort of device, and the massive collar around the creature's neck burst into blue sparks. The beast gave out a nasty sound, a mixture of squealing and gurgling, and started to seal with stones the passage, which I hadn't noticed before because of the darkness. Apparently they used electricity to control it. I heard a piece of their conversation.
So what are we going to do with those two? Offer them to our lord, of course. You know nobody is allowed to leave this place alive. I kind of feel sorry for them.
Those two, Nash and Andy? So they are still alive.
Game's over. Argentina won.
There's muted cheering, so yeah. Ugh.
Holy shit, there's a big sale going on now on Xbox.
Ah? How big?
Ultimate sale apparently started today.
Oh.
According to the TA article, Xbox Ultimate Sale 2026 now live with 3,000 discounts.
Okay.
So like 20 of them are for, there's like 20 for The Sims. There's probably 30 for Call of Duty points.
59 items on your wish list are going on sale.
Oh, great.
Nothing shouting at me. Well, Octopath, maybe. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Is that like a prequel or something?
It's like related to Final Fantasy 1. I'm not sure if you would enjoy that one.
Yeah.
Seemed also like, as all the Final Fantasies have been doing right now, it's more the action RPG than the turn-based.
Yeah. Rebirth's on sale.
It was on sale previously. What's the sale price this time?
30... I scrolled past it. 30... No, $29.99. So...
What was it normally?
$49.99?
Oh, it was £50 for you previously? So
yeah,
that's a bigger discount than it was at launch. Launch was like 20%.
Yeah. Life is Strange Reunion's on sale as well, but not as much. Anyway. Something.
It's their own fault. Should have known better than to wander in here.
They fell.
But they're so young. Forget about those brats. You know what our Lord will give us when we find a vessel for him. I'm not sure. Will we ever find it? We failed. Mole screwed up again. Watch your tongue. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't know shit, I say. So many deaths, I can't take it anymore. What, you want to quit? I'll strangle you myself.
The cultists started a heated argument, completely forgetting about everything else. Listening to their squabble, I didn't notice someone approaching my hiding place. The beast smelled me. It pressed my back into the rocks. I was so terrified my breathing grew fast and shallow, so I covered my mouth with my hand, trying to conceal it. The creature was coming. Its black shadow was creeping behind like water flowing over stones.
Shit. I think
It
if we
chased
don't
us.
move,
It chased us the last times. Yeah. We've been chased several times by moving. Maybe it's like fundamentally
I think if we
blind.
move, the cultists will see us,
Yeah.
and let the beast get us, but if we don't move, they'll probably call the beast and go away.
That's what I'm banking on. Do not move.
Okay.
Right. In front of me, at arm's length, emerged the terrifying, already familiar snout. The beast slowly turned its head and stared at me. Drool trickled down from its giant maw.
I might have been
Small,
wrong.
ugly eyes with glints of green from the light stick were studying me closely. It's over. I'm dead. It's gonna rip me to pieces right now. But it didn't. I didn't know why, but to me its eyes looked like those of a puppy waiting to be petted. We stared each other in the eye for it seemed like eternity, but we got a closer look at the monster. Woo, stop running. We were interrupted by another electric discharge at the collar. You predicted it. The beast growled in pain and returned to work.
You stupid creature. Why would you go there?
I heard a boot slamming into flesh. Once again the beast let out a growl that would have taken the heart out of me earlier. But now I could hear that the creature was in pain. It made me feel creepy. The light of the stick was growing brighter. Someone of the two was approaching my hideout. Oh dear lord. When he saw me, he cried out either from fear or surprise.
Oh lord.
I should have run, but I froze in shock. I expected to see a human face, but I saw a skull instead. Am I in hell? Another skeleton came up and flinched once he saw me.
What the heck? He should be freaking dead.
His scream brought me out of my daze and I left them behind. I was running through the dark, narrow passages, occasionally illuminated by the dim glow of small spiral hats. My eyes were barely able to see the ground, so I missed the point where the passage began to slope. As a result, I lost my balance and started to roll down. By the time I stopped, my side was bruised and my arm was scratched, but at least I didn't break any bones. I mean, you may or may not be a reincarnation of the Lord at this point. For some time, I just lay motionless, striving to hear any sounds of my pursuers. However, I heard nothing but the dripping of water and the rattling of stones. Those two either lost me or decided to stop the pursuit. I tried to get back on my feet, but fell again. Suddenly, I felt very dizzy. Blood pulsed in my ears, and purple cords of veins bulged on my skin.
What the?
It was like my blood was boiling, burning from the inside every single one of my veins. My stomach twisted with unbearable pain, as if something inside me was trying to rearrange my internal organs to its liking. It rolled the sound effects from this are really weird. It rolled my guts into a ball, tortured my stomach with sharp needles, squeezed my heart with a grip of steel, and ripped my lungs to pieces. A heat that was alien to my body burned inside. It was so painful I stopped breathing. Gallons of sweat poured from my body, soaking my clothes and making my hair stick to my forehead. Pain paralyzed my body, and a white haze filled my vision.
The city from earlier appeared before my eyes. The streets so deserted it was frightening. The giant pyramid, its top hidden behind thick clouds. The endless staircase that led to the temple's entrance. And the evil spirit. The darkness from within it that destroyed everything it touched. It swept over me, washing away the pain and the heat. Finally, I was able to breathe again. I began to gulp the air into my lungs. It smelled of mold and mushrooms. I tried to sit up as I came to my senses, but a sharp pain pierced my head, and something warm trickled down from my nose. I licked my lips and felt the metallic taste of my tongue on my tongue. I wiped the blood with the back of my hand. Fuck, what's this? Something was wrong with me. An awful guess flashed through my mind. I knew I had been offered as a sacrifice. Something evil and poisonous lived in that monster of a mushroom, and now it somehow infiltrated my body. I felt it with my every cell. My head was swarming with troubling thoughts and countless questions, and I knew no answers. Can't be. This is just impossible. What should I do now? So the creature from my dream is the one torturing me. Where did it come from? What does it want with me?
Where did it come
Maybe I
from?
should
Where
go
did it
back.
go?
Where did you come from? Monstrous thing.
Where did you
I
come
don't know.
from? God, nah, Joe. I discovered something about
Okay.
that song that makes it less fun.
Okay.
Yes. Because apparently it's actually talking about an STD.
Oh,
It's interesting
sure.
facts you find on the internet. Um,
Maybe I should go back to those shrieks near the big mushroom. No, it was them who killed me. Killed? But I'm alive. My head is going to burst. I would have certainly gone mad if not for the sound of someone whimpering nearby.
Alex? Oh, this is a
The outburst of
laboratory.
pain earlier had taken a lot of my strength, so I could barely move my legs. I trudged into a big cavern. It looked like some sort of underground laboratory and was filled with with shelves and lab benches. There was also a cage, and someone was inside. Andy.
She's alive. Alex!
I couldn't believe my eyes. My heart skipped a beat because of joy, not fear for once.
You're alive!
She reached out to me and took my head in her hands. After that, she stared in my face for a long time as if she couldn't believe I was real.
I was scared. I thought I'd never see you again. You look terrible.
She stroked my face and my hair.
You have a fever.
I was so happy that she was all right.
That doesn't look alright.
I pushed her hands away. Suddenly, they had become cold and slimy. Her face turned blue and bones could be seen through the holes in her skin. In a moment, the face I loved so much disappeared and I could see only a lifeless skull before me. My nose caught the smell of decay.
What are you doing?
Then the mirage faded away. Once again, it was Andy who stared at me, the warm, alive, and scared Andy. She reached out to me, but I crawled back. Don't, muttered I.
What have they done to you? You're bleeding.
I took a deep breath to regain my composure. No time to explain. I'm not sure myself. How did you end up here?
We were waiting. That was the only thing we could do. And then they found us. I was so happy, but when they went down to help us, turned out they were not the rescue team.
The blood drained from her face.
They put us to sleep with some sort of gas. What happened to you?
I was trying to find the way out, but ended up walking even deeper into the caves. This is a den of some sort of beasts.
Yeah, the masks they're wearing are so creepy. They look like monsters from nightmares.
I hadn't even realized they wore masks. Instead, my imagination had turned them into real monsters.
When I woke up, I heard them speaking. They were going to perform a ritual to make a sacrifice. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I know. She stared at me with astonished eyes.
Don't tell me you...
Yeah, I was there. And Nina, she's dead. I saw them cutting her throat.
Are you sure?
Yes, after that, I don't know what they did, but I blacked out. And when I woke up, I found myself among dead bodies in a ditch.
God, Alex, don't scare me like that.
She reached out to me again, trying to comfort me. No, I'd be lying there among the dead. My skin is still itching. I'm still not myself. You shouldn't touch me. We spent some time in silence. Andy blankly stared at the ground. I heard a faint groan. That's when I remembered about Nash. Is he all right? His chest was heaving with heavy, rugged breathing. His dry, pale lips were trembling, murmuring something incoherent. He was delirious. Andy lifted his tank top, showing me the inflamed wound on his side.
He's burning up. It must be an infection. I asked for help, but those freaks did nothing. That's only fair. They don't need us alive, after all.
How can I help? Clearly scared, she looked at Nash's face. I realized his condition was grave. Andy?
We have to stop this infection. Antibiotics.
What antibiotics exactly?
I don't know.
She broke into tears, covering her face with her hands. I licked my lips nervously and looked around. The cage was chained and locked. It would not be easy to set my friends free. Even if I found the key, what would I do with Nash? I wouldn't be able to carry him outside. And if I, by some sort of miracle, managed to get away from here alone, it wouldn't do any good either. The fever would have finished him off by then. Behind the stalagmites, I could see lab benches with all sorts of junk on them. There should be medicine. I'll go have a look. I was about to get back on my feet, but Andy grabbed my hand. I winced at her sudden touch.
Wait.
There was so much pain and fear in her eyes. I had never seen her so helpless before. She reluctantly let go of my hand.
Sorry. Go.
What is it?
I'm so scared. I don't want you to leave.
I won't go far, just behind those rocks.
I know, it's just... When I woke up, you weren't there. My imagination ran wild. I pictured you lying somewhere in the dark, crushed by the rocks and suffocating. You'd cry for help, but then no one would hear. I hate to let you go there alone.
I would love to say that everything will be fine, but...
But it won't, right?
You once said that everything depends on us. You don't believe this now?
I'm locked in a cage. My boyfriend is dying in my arms, and my friend looked like he was run over by a truck. I don't know what to believe in anymore. And these bloody caves, there's so many insects here that I've never seen on the surface. I've already been bitten by one of those fiends. Sorry, it's nothing compared to what you've been through.
Don't say that. You've suffered too.
How could you be so brave?
Brave? Andy, I'm terrified. I don't even know what's happening to me. I've never been so scared in my life. I was about to crack my head open against the wall to make it all stop. But I knew you were close. I knew I had to help you no matter what. You and Nash, of course. I don't have any right to give up, you know? And you too. We have to be strong to survive this. I must find the medicine, and you must get a hold of yourself and look after Nash. If you do, it'll be easier for me knowing you two are all right.
Oh, thank you. I feel better now. Go, before anyone comes.
I hated to leave her like this, but it was a race against the clock. With a heavy heart, I headed for the laboratory. I decided to give my full attention to the search. The lab benches were piled with papers and folders. The stands were full of bright colored drawings and diagrams explaining the miraculous properties of spiral hats. Mind expansion, healing. The last one caught my attention.
We don't have options.
I came across a stack of staple journals, each one of which was filled with neat handwriting from cover to cover. Various observations were described in these. Actually, it looked more like a personal diary than a proper scientific work. I was skipping through the pages until I saw a drawing of an animal which seemed familiar. There was an explanation below the picture. Digger, a creature from Jewitt's world. Judging by the notes, the beast had originally been found here among the mushrooms. They awoke it with some sort of bloody ritual. Digger, from the world of Jewitt. Nonsense, I would never have said under normal circumstances, but the recent events have changed my views on what normal is. Now I could believe literally anything. These pages might have the answers I needed, but I had no time for reading. I was about to close the journal when I noticed pictures at the end of it, awkward sketches made by hand. The paintings depicted the exact same cityscape I had seen in my dream. The city looked very similar, the same alien streets, the same ziggurat. But people walked the streets surrounded by lush trees, and there was a clear sky over their heads. Is this just an interpretation of the artist? The city in my dream was deserted and cursed with the terrible blight brought by a mysterious monster. With each picture, I was sinking deeper into the abyss of fear. Someone had seen it too, which means my dream was no dream at all. My fingers kept frantically flipping through the pages. I was so nervous I even tore one page up. And then I saw it. It appeared on the paper, the formless monster resembling a tangled knot of black flesh. I remembered its horrifying grasp, and my ankle hurt as if it had been burned. I felt heat spreading throughout my body, my breathing growing quick. I felt the sudden urge to shut the journal, tear it to pieces, and hurl it into the fire. But I kept looking at the sloppy drawing of the monster. The note close to it was as follows. That's not a sloppy drawing.
No.
Jewett is our lord, the intangible spirit. We must find him a body, but not anybody body will do. He seeks special blood, the blood of a descendant of an ancient Native American tribe called Yahuali.
Oh dear.
Why this tribe, our lord will not tell me. He did not tell me even how to recognize a person who bears this blood. Perhaps Yahuali were the first people he came into contact with, the first and only ones he bestowed his grace upon. I've been looking for information on that tribe, and now I have a few clues. A drop of blood from my nose stained the page. My head was spinning so much I fell to my knees. I felt like I was about to throw up. No, you can't black out right now.
The city and the magnificent temple appeared before my eyes. Don't you dare lose your consciousness! Not now, I still have to find the medicine for Nash. I have to get my friends out of here. The seizure was slowly subsiding and I was feeling better. I was still on my knees trying to catch my breath when I noticed an ordinary trash can under the desk. Along the trash, there was an empty paper cup. Coffee cup with the logo of the coffee shop I worked at. We already called it the Dad. Either that or it's the Teen Girls, but that's very unlikely. I looked the cup over, but it was hard to tell how long it had been there, though my nose caught the distinct scent of cinnamon. Many people in Mist Valley preferred this type of coffee. Even my boss, Ashley, was head over heels with it. Heavy thoughts occupied my head. Seems like members of the underground sect frequented our coffee shop. An unpleasant chill ran down my spine once I realized that I'd been so close to danger all this time. To think that people who lived in the same town with me did something so despicable. I threw the cup into the can and went back to looking for the medicine. There was another desk and a small rack with something resembling a first aid kit on one of the shelves. Check the rack?
Yeah, first aid kit.
There was nothing but old bandages in the kit. No.
Not much, damn.
I checked all the shelves, searched every nook and cranny, but found nothing. Then my eye picked out a folder that lay among the junk on one of the shelves. Its cover was so tattered, almost black with dirt. I grabbed it and began flipping through the pages. I was horrified by what I saw. It was a list of victims. Background, summary, ancestry. The author went through the entire family tree of each victim. I was flipping the pages frantically, trying to find August 2015. And I found it. Jimena Alvarez. The gentle eyes of my mother looked back at me from a photo which was crossed out in red. She died here. Now I knew it. Pain surged through me and tears came to my eyes. The pages were stained with soot and it was hard to pick out certain words. The first page is information on our entire family. My grandfather was mentioned too. He was a Native American born on a reservation. He was lucky to pass away before those maniacs started their despicable experiments. That's why they turned their attention to my mother, but nothing came of it as she wasn't the one they needed. The following page described the ritual itself. It was too much for me, so I skipped it. Next, it mentioned a fire that happened because someone was careless while on duty. The fire broke out in that damn ditch where I woke up recently. All the bodies burned down, including my mother's. The report ended with a question which was crossed out. Check the brat? It was about me, but judging by the fact that I've been living peacefully for 7 years, they must have given up on me. Why? So many questions. The folder was quite bulky. I wouldn't be able to even take it with me, so I tore off several pages. The ones with the information on my mother and some other victims. I folded the pages as tight as I could and stuffed them into my pockets. Then I turned to the desk that was yet to be searched. Ooh. There's no hurry. It said first aid kit. The first thing I noticed was a wooden photo frame covered in mold due to humidity. Inside was a photo of 2 soldiers, apparently comrades in arms. There was an inscription on the back, Memory Eternal, 2003.
Who's this?
I carefully inspected the men's faces. Unable to recognize either of them, I placed the photo frame back on the desk. That's when I noticed a syringe filled with purple liquid and a note nearby. An improved version of the spiral hat potion. If done right, we'll be close to a major breakthrough. An effective cure for all kinds of infections will be available to us. We will test the potion after the eclipse. It's exactly what I need. It might help Nash, or not. What am I even thinking? This drug was produced under horrible conditions. It hasn't been tested yet. And who knows what's in it? It'll do more harm than good. Suddenly I heard footsteps and someone speaking. Like a jolt of electricity coursed through my body. I cursed myself for wasting so much time rummaging through stupid journals. It was too late to run. I needed to find a place to hide. I was about to dive into the desk when I was struck by the idea of taking the syringe with me. It's clearly visible, so if they notice it's gone, they would immediately realize I was here. But if I were to leave it, they might take it somewhere else.
I think we take it.
Yeah. I'd hate to miss my only chance to save Nash. I grabbed the medicine, hoping the bastards wouldn't notice. I barely made it under the desk in time. Oh. 2 men entered the laboratory. I could see their dust-covered boots pacing around.
His name's Coyote.
Mm.
He is not here.
I know, right? He barked that in his deep bass voice. Oh, he's the bass voice. Well, you know. It sounded more like a growl of an animal than a human voice. Mole was furious and wasn't even trying to hold himself back. In a fit of anger, he hurled something at the wall. He was able to pick out a set of keys on his belt. His partner in turn stayed calm.
He won't escape from here. We'll find him. Unless the guys were wrong, of course.
They're not. You were, Coyote. You were the one who persuaded me to leave the brat alone. Well, that's... Coyote's clearly the dad, then. You convinced me that since the mother was not the one, neither will be her son. And I believed it, you mongrel.
I believed it myself, Mole.
I'm starting to have second thoughts. Maybe the fire that night was your doing, too.
Don't be ridiculous. We took an oath to serve our Lord, to love him, to protect him, to give him everything for our goal. His will is our will, and I remain his servant, as we all do.
Yeah. I'm sure our Lord is happy to hear that. And you know what would make him even happier?
A vessel.
Exactly, so go find him. Now.
I've already got my boys searching the corridors. Everyone is pulling their weight. He won't run far. Calm down.
I've been waiting for so many years. We've failed countless times. How can I be calm?
Trust me, I share your feelings. But we need your mind crystal clear. Not occupied with worries. I'll take care of everything.
I hope so, Coyote.
By the way, what are we going to do with the prisoners?
He's done for. Throw him into the mycelium. Nash, no.
It will be done.
There was a pause between the two. Something else?
What about the girl?
His voice trembled faintly as he said that. It almost felt like this laughter shook the ground itself. She'll remain our guest for some time.
I see.
You have a problem with that?
I don't, but you said there would no longer be a need for spilling any more blood if we found the vessel.
And you said, my friend, that you would give him everything for our cause. Or does my memory fail me? Mole clenched his fists as if getting ready to jump on his companion. The ritual is above everything, and no one leaves these caves until I perform it. Another cultist walked in, interrupting their conversation.
Brothers, we're yet to find the vessel.
So why are you here? Don't come empty-handed.
There's quite a commotion on the surface. Search parties are combing the woods. We saw this coming. That's not all. They found the passage. Our informer tells us that bigger shots are coming soon. They're bringing a unit from the big city.
Cut the bullshit, you bastard. We've been in the shadows for so many years, it's impossible to find us. Mole grabbed his minion by the collar.
Calm down. They won't find us before the eclipse, I'm sure of it. Did the diggers seal all the passages? Yes. They won't be able to go deep enough to find us. Let him go, Mole.
Mole reluctantly released the man out of his paws. find the brat now?
We're doing our best. It's hard to search in the dark.
I should have caught him right away. What were you even thinking?
We didn't know.
Morons, it was obvious that our lord had chosen him. How could you let him slip away?
Same question to you, mole.
What did you say?
Nothing. He's leaving already, right, buddy? It was you who messed up. You told us to dispose of the body. We should have waited a little longer.
Now you're going to tell me how to do my job?
Why not? This was our first vessel ever, and we almost let him slip through our fingers. Buddy, go back to searching.
Coyote's words remained unheeded. Mole stormed at his underling who dared defy his authority. You think you know everything, the smartest guy in the room, huh? I discovered this place. Our Lord anointed me his Messiah. I deliver his will.
Then the receiver inside your head stopped working. Me and the guys have been thinking that the woman from 7 years ago was a perfect vessel. We could have carried out Joet's will long ago if not for your oversight. You do nothing but order us around and abuse us. Everyone is sick of you.
How dare you! I hear the sounds of a scuffle.
Stop that.
You filthy good-for-nothing rats! Can't even do your job right, and now you're scheming behind my back? Coyote tried to stop him,
but to no avail. Unable to suppress his anger any longer, Mole jumped on his underling. In the heat of the brawl, they slammed into the desk, which served as my hiding place. I heard the crunching of bones. The man fell a couple of inches away from me. The mask dropped off his face, revealing the broken jaw. He was still alive, his body convulsing with pain. His eyes, swollen red with blood, were spinning around until they stopped on me. I froze, forgetting to breathe. Mole's massive boot fell on the unfortunate man's head. In a frenzy of rage, he kept stomping on it until the skull cracked like a nut. My face was sprinkled with fresh blood.
Gross.
Barely able to suppress a scream of terror, I buried my head in my knees. Hang in there. Think of something's good. Finally, he was done venting his anger. Calm down. Take a deep breath.
Get off my back!
Trying to recover his breath, Mole leaned against the desk beneath which I was hiding.
Still the keys,
I could see his boot covered in blood and grayish bits of brain.
Ew. It's not my fault, not mine. We must...
We should clean up this mess. I'll ask someone who's less talkative. I'll handle it. You rest for now.
Hey, we're at low chaos today, Jesse.
It's been low chaos for me for a while.
Oh.
Why did I type that again?
I don't know. Action RPG? I got naval, which
Finally,
always
Mole
makes me
came to
giggle.
his senses.
Wait, where's your medicine? You left it on the desk, right? I froze in fear.
I heard you say it.
I was whispering. There was no answer, and the silence drove me crazy. I was so scared. I forgot to blink, how to blink and breathe. Here you are, little rat. Well, seized me with his paws and pulled me out from under the desk. Without thinking, I stabbed at his shoulder with the syringe, but the needle snapped, being far too fragile to pierce the clothes. Mole got even angrier, snatched the syringe and squeezed it. I saw the purple medication trickling down his ugly paw. Oh no. Oh no, Mole's fury. I got caught by Mole. My heart tightened in my chest as I realized I missed my chance to save Nash. Mole delivered such a heavy blow to my head that it nearly made me deaf. Everything spinned around me and I could barely see. The two cultists twisted my hand behind my back, completely immobilizing me. Mist covered my eyes. I was so scared my brain stopped functioning and I had no energy to resist. I could hear Andy sobbing behind my back, but I could not see her. My head spun and violent spasms of pain tortured my body. I was carried to
the cavern, and that's where my nightmare began. I was surrounded by people wearing masks. They all looked like demons that came straight out of hell. I was too scared and tensed up to keep track of what was happening around me. Still, I noticed that there was about 8 of them, or 10, or even more. They were clad in baggy robes, so it was impossible to tell whether they were men, women, young, or old. Not a single hair stuck out from their capes. No bared skin either. Every last one of them had a mask on their face and gloves on their hands. Nothing my eyes could use as a clue. The big guy in the center, Mole, started a speech.
Brothers and sisters, been waiting for so long for our Lord to reveal himself to us. Hi, Alison. Jesse could definitely play 999. But, yeah.
But this is a co-stream and Joe's already done 999.
Yeah. Yeah. Twice.
Only twice?
On stream, I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'd totally do it again, but it's mostly voiced, so... Yes! Finally, he will show us his power, will invite us to the kingdom of his, and bestow upon us the blessing of eternal life. We have been nourishing him, protecting him, and tirelessly fulfilling his will. And so he has descended upon us. He has chosen a vessel which shall embody his great spirit in the promised land.
Yes.
This young man is already carrying his spirit in him. I could see it in his eyes.
The crowd exhaled. It was a stirring and swaying in unison.
Our Lord has freed this lamb from the clutches of death so that he can be reborn in this mortal body. And we shall fulfill his will.
Yes.
Our Lord shall receive flesh and blood. He shall open the gates of Jotland for us. All we have to do is wait for the hour of the dead sun, his sign, then he will complete the ritual.
Yes.
And now we shall prepare the vessel for his arrival.
My vision was blurred. The pain had exhausted me so much that I couldn't even think of resisting or running. Not like I would have had any chance of doing either, though. I was outnumbered. This is the end. Nash, Andy, forgive me. I was not able to save you. I was carried to the mushroom and thrown at its bottom. The cultists kept humming their hellish motif, which made me feel even sicker. Mole approached me and held out a bowl with something purplish and viscous inside. Accept his spirit. Oh, sorry.
Accept his spirit and become him.
No! I pushed his hand back. The ceramic bowl fell to the ground and shattered to pieces. I shouldn't have done that. It was stupid and thoughtless of me. I thought Mole would punch me in the face or even make me bleed, but he just clutched my throat, not to strangle me, but to immobilize my head.
Your suffering shall end soon.
My body was shaking, my eyes saw double, and I began to choke as I felt heat spreading throughout me. My lips were trembling and my voice was cracking. Why are you doing this?
You've seen him, right? Our Lord. And Jotland, the world he will come from, I know you've seen it. We will give him what he seeks, a body of flesh and blood. And he's chosen you, that is a great honor. He shall open the gates of Jotland for us.
And what's in that for you?
Eternal wisdom, immortality, harmony.
But I've been there and there's nothing but the death, emptiness. Whoever your lord is, he will not bring any good.
Oh yes, he saw it, brothers and sisters. He has been in his dominion. We are on the right path.
The crowd rejoiced. Hey, are you even listening to what I'm saying? They didn't even care. Mole picked up the remains of the purple mass from the ground and shoved it into my mouth.
Ew. Now accept his spirit.
The heat inside me grew even hotter. Mole let go of my neck and I collapsed. I felt something twisting inside me as if trying to tear my intestines apart. The crowd grew restless. Everyone was trying to keep a distance from me. Soon I couldn't see or hear anymore. I was convulsing, my body shaking violently like a fish stranded ashore. Darkness filled my vision and I passed out. Here again. And this is not a dream, I know it now.
In this ominous silence, I was all alone. The darkness of the hall I found myself in was pierced by faint rays of light from tiny holes in the walls. I got up on my feet and proceeded deeper into some kind of bizarre room, or rather a large corridor with a colonnade. I had to walk for quite a while. At the end of the seemingly endless corridor was a door. It was smaller than the one at the main entrance, but still pretty huge. And behind it, I wonder if the burned thing is his mum. I saw a hall of enormous size. It was illuminated by the warm light coming from above. The sheer scale of the building took my breath away, like a city. The insanely long corridor that I'd seen earlier was a child's bedroom compared to this monstrosity. There was a huge pillar of light and a shining statue inside it. I came closer, but the stone carving still looked completely abstract and formless to me. There was a tablet at the bottom. It was covered with bizarre symbols that I could not read. Everything around me was in ruins, as if destroyed by something or someone unknown. I wanted to touch the statue, but failed to do it. Something unusual happened to my hands. They became transparent and glowed faintly with a yellow radiance?
Sure.
Can you read?
Yeah, I think you got it.
I think the formatting's gone a bit broke. Under different circumstances, I would have freaked out, but here everything felt like a dream and seemed normal. Some of the objects around me had the same phantom yellow aura. Only those I could touch. I picked up a phantom stone from the ground. It was pleasant to actually feel its weight in my hand. Why? What does it mean? I was immersed in my thoughts, contemplating just how bizarre this place was. Because of that, I didn't even notice someone hiding behind the statue.
You again.
Scorched stepped out cautiously from behind the statue and waved his hand at me timidly. They looked ridiculous considering the surroundings and his appearance.
Who the hell are you anyway?
There was no answer. Obviously, he could not talk due to his wounds.
How did I get here? This is not a dream, is it?
He shook his head.
How do I get out of here?
He gestured me to follow him.
You know the way?
A nod. It's not like I had a choice, so I decided to follow the mysterious stranger.
So this is Jutland?
A nod.
So this is your home?
He shook his head.
No? Okay. Does someone live here?
Scorched pointed his mouth and shrugged his shoulders in confusion.
Fine, I get it. You can't talk. Man, I don't understand a damn thing. First I'm in one place, and then I'm in another.
Scorch showed me his arm and pointed at his wrist. He seemed really agitated.
No time?
A nod.
Why?
Psst. Turned his head towards the door and squirmed.
Jult?
He shuddered upon hearing the name, then nodded nervously.
Is he bothering you too?
He shook his head, then pointed at me.
Yeah, it's me who is after.
Scorch ran his fingers across his throat and threw his head back comically, mimicking a corpse.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm either asleep or hallucinating, as Andy said. I couldn't find a reasonable explanation for whatever was happening. The only thing I could rely on was my own sensations, and I sensed that my presence here was not of a physical kind. I could only touch these objects that glowed with yellow, the same yellow glow that I radiated myself. It's like two different worlds existed in Jutland. The physical one and the spiritual one. I was transported here right after the bloody ritual in which I unwillingly participated. I felt like I too was split in two, and now Jer was putting all his effort into destroying my soul. Scorch was pretty quick on his feet. He was walking ahead, looking back at me from time to time to make sure I was following him. I pondered who he was. He was about my height, way too small for local buildings. His gestures, the way he moved. look human, but mutilated to the point of being totally unrecognizable. You could feel waves of alien presence spreading throughout the air, just like back in the cavern right before the ritual. Joe was close. He was going to break in here to devour my soul. Scorch showed me a narrow passage that led to another corridor.
There were numerous niches in its walls. One of those led to a small room that stored a variety of weapons. Most of the weapons were broken or rusty. But among the piles of junk was a fine spear. It stood out not only because it wasn't broken, but also because it glowed with the already familiar yellow radiance. I thought that it wouldn't hurt to get myself a weapon, but the passage to the room was blocked by a lump of phantom substance, which in turn was permeated by yellow streaks. While I was inspecting it, the air pressure reached its limits. I heard something banging at the front door of the pyramid with all its might. We had moved quite a distance from the entrance, but the shock from the blows shook the marble floor beneath our feet, kicking up dust into the air. He's back. Scorch clasped his head and cowered in fear, but soon jumped back on his feet and gestured me to run. We had to reach the top of the pyramid temple as soon as possible. But should we really go unarmed? Scorched had managed to drive Joe away with the same spear. Should I waste the precious time to get myself a weapon?
Ooh. I feel like we should take the weapon, but what do you think?
Same.
Okay, take the spear.
I ran to the phantom substance, grabbed one of the protrusions, and yanked it back. It crumbled into dust. I did the same with the remaining substance, thus clearing my way in. Then I climbed the piles of broken weapons. The sharp shards and edges didn't leave a scratch on my legs. I would have never reached the spear unscathed if this was real world. Here it seemed like I was floating above all kinds of surfaces. Scorched was on the lookout. He was really agitated, waving his hands at me and urging me to get out of there. I grasped the shaft and pulled, but the spear wouldn't budge, being stuck under a pile of stones. I had to put a considerable amount of effort into moving one of the stones. Finally, the spear was in my hands. Okay, let's go now. We sprinted through the long corridor. At the end of it, I saw something that one could call an elevator. Though it didn't have any ropes, walls, buttons, and other human stuff, it was just a round platform. But we didn't make for it. Clouds of dust were kicked up into the air, and large slabs of stone flew in all directions. Jewett broke into the corridor through the wall and blocked her way with its monstrous body. I stopped in my tracks, barely able to keep my balance. Then Scorch and I turned around and rushed back. What other choice did we have? I could hear Jewett howling behind our backs. He needed some time to crawl his way out from the pile of rocks he found himself under after breaking the wall. We reached the main hall again and dashed into the opposite direction. A horrible growl rang out through the air. The ground trembled beneath our feet. Apparently, Jewett had broken free and was now chasing us. Before long, we reached another corridor and saw a second elevator at the end of it. As soon as we stepped inside, transparent walls rose around us, making the elevator look like a giant pill.
It's Talos!
The walls... What?
It's Talos! The elevators in Talos are like the light wall thingies, right?
Right. The walls seemed to be made of golden light. The elevator started to move up a little to the side, gliding smoothly along the inner edge of the pyramid, or inner ridge. We barely made it. A nod. I leaned against one of the light walls and began inspecting the scenery below. The higher we went, the more enormous the pyramid seemed. Suddenly, I felt homesick. I longed for the half-deserted streets of our town, for Grandma's rambling in the evening, and even for my job as a barista. That was all I had when my friends left town after graduation. I had no goals, no interests, no even fleeting desires. The only thing left for me was the feeling of solitude, infinite and grim like this pyramid. Now, however, my own life seems something really distant, considering everything that had happened in the last few hours. And I knew in my bones that nothing good would come out of it. I knew it even before we reached the old cliffs. Why did I turn a blind eye to that feeling? Why didn't I turn back at that very moment? Solitude. Maybe if I persisted, we would have changed the route and not ended up in the clutches of those mad bastards. Ian and Ian wouldn't be rotting in the ditch, and Nash wouldn't be burning up with a fever. He would have escaped a slow and painful death. I was terrified by the thought that I didn't do enough to save him. It was terrifying to lose a friend again, especially when I needed him the most. I realized that our friendship ended because of me, because of the feelings I couldn't control. And just when I thought things might get better, something unimaginable stood in the way. How could we have been living our lives without realizing that deep underground something so horrific had been happening? These beasts, people wearing masks, if one was allowed to even call them people. So many corpses in that ditch. I shuddered as I remembered lying among them. All those deaths for what? My gaze wandered aimlessly around the dark temple until I noticed a movement in one of the shadows. Jewett was climbing up the walls, clinging to columns and cornices with its tentacle tails. That bastard's crawling up. Behind him, it trailed a streak of black slime, the same slime that I'd seen outside and inside the temple. Is he the reason it's so deserted here? Scorch nodded. What's he going to do to my town when a bunch of maniacs completes the ritual? I'm doomed, aren't I? Scorch turned his face to me. His burned black skin reminded me of the tree bark. Forget it, just thinking out loud. In the whirlwind of recent events, I didn't even realize that I would soon be gone. After Mom went missing, I often contemplated the concept of death. I had no idea whether she was dead or alive. What if she is dead? I often thought. Scorched is his mom, right?
That's what I said. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like she died in a fire.
Well, yeah,
So-
they sort of sliced her throat and then burnt her. And
I
that
don't know
sort
if
of...
they burned her. It sounded like there was an accident that caused her to burn. Like something caused
I think
the fire.
Coyote did it
That
on
was-
purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe to savor the horror of being the vessel.
What did she feel before death? Is she feeling anything now that she's dead? By the time I turned 19, I stopped believing in the afterlife. I realized that after death, there was nothing. You fall asleep but have no dreams, no thoughts, no desires. Your mind shuts off completely, and you've got no chance to go back. Those thoughts terrified me. They struck into my heart the same fear that I felt looking into the pitch-black maw of Jowett. Deep inside, I could see the blazing emptiness, the death itself. Scorch stared at me with his non-existent eyes. There must have been a grim expression on my face due to the kind of thoughts I'd been thinking. What are you looking at? He turned away. What a weirdo. Why was he even helping me anyway? I looked at him again, trying to find something familiar among all the soot and grime, but it was to no avail. He was burned to the point of being totally unrecognizable. Burned. The fire in the caves! This guess struck me like a lightning bolt. I frantically rummaged in my pockets and pulled out a bundle of sheets that I had torn from the lab's journal. Before long, I found the page with Mom's photo on it and showed it to Scorched. Do you know her?
Even flinch.
He didn't even flinch. So you don't. Can you even see? Scorch wouldn't have been able to answer even if he knew. He was mute after all. Besides, our time ran short. I suddenly realized the elevator had stopped already.
Oh, dear. The walls of light sank in, and we stepped out into a long bridge, which had a huge pillar of light in the center of it. We had no time to look around, the monster being on our tail. We could hear it hissing and growling behind our backs. We almost reached the light pillar when the bridge began to shake. Jewett jumped out from beneath the bridge, spreading his tentacles across it, and roared at us with his gaping maw. A stream of purple-black venom flew at us. Scorch pushed me aside and covered me with his body. I fell to the ground, being covered by smoking slime. His disfigured body convulsed, trying to get out of the sticky goo. Finally, he managed to break one arm free and reached me. Jay was crawling closer. A few more feet and we would be smashed by his tentacles. I mean, we gotta help, right?
Yeah, I think we helped Scorch.
I dropped to my knees and tried to push away the slime. It was cold, and upon touching it, my hands started to lose the golden radiance. Scorch was in a panic and gestured me to run, but it was too late. Jarrett was here already. Some of his tentacles surged forward like whips and wrapped them around the legs of my partner, while others reached for me. I tightened my hold on the spear and raised it. I put all of my effort into calming myself down. I only had one spear. I needed to be precise. There wouldn't be another chance. Suddenly, one of the tentacles grabbed my hand and pulled me towards the monster. I fell to my knees, the spear slipping out of my hand.
No shit.
I writhed in agony, trying to hold onto the ground, and screamed at the top of my lungs, but deep inside I knew nothing of that was going to help. This is the end. It's going to eat me alive. I'd already smelled the stench coming out of its mouth. It was about to close its giant jaws over me when... Scorched finally broke free and pushed the spear my way. It almost bounced off my hand, but I managed to catch it by a miracle. Jade was already swallowing me into the big black void. Still, I gathered what remained of my strength and thrust the spear right into his throat. Pain burned his black soul with 100 golden lightning bolts. He convulsed in agony and his tentacles went limp. He struggled to get the spear out and flailed about the bridge until he reached the end of it and fell off. I watched him until he disappeared into the darkness. Suddenly I felt so happy. We defeated it.
Eat this. Come again anytime.
Uh-oh, don't say that! Ooh, spearman. You used the spear. A monstrous howl rang out from the depths of the temple and my enthusiasm waned. I didn't defeat the monster, just slowed it down. He would come back to get me again and would be even angrier and more violent. We should hurry. Scorched lay nearby, floundering about in the black slime and trying to get out of it completely. I was about to go help him when a white haze filled my visions, making everything around me blurred.
No, why now?
I felt that I was being transported back to my body, but I could do nothing to stop that. I had no power over these transitions. Good, we're in a cage. Oh, I just gotta shut my door, it's getting a bit colder. Right, that's better. Oh, over to you.
Sure. I woke up spent and exhausted, my entire body aching. I was starving too. I craved raw meat. I craved it warm, taken from a freshly slaughtered corpse.
Ew.
I wanted steaming red blood to trickle down my throat as I bit into it. The thought terrified me, for it did not belong to me. I forced myself to sit up, which was not an easy task. My body felt as heavy as lead. I looked around the cage. Outside it, I saw Digger. Apparently, he was my watchdog. Inside the cage, at a considerable distance from me, was Andy. Her back pressed against the bars, her eyes were red from crying, and she was clearly scared to death.
You look like a
Andy,
zombie
what
now.
happened? I didn't recognize my own voice. I tried crawling closer to her, but she shrieked and started sobbing again.
Stay away.
Why? There was no answer, just more tears and incoherent mumbling. I pulled away despite the strong desire to hold her and comfort her. Soon she calmed down.
Alex, is that you?
Of course it's me. I almost gave a nervous chuckle, though the situation was not funny at all. That made me realize something really was off with me. Andy's eyes were scrutinizing my face. I don't remember a thing. Did they capture me? Her being silent and the distrust in her eyes caused me more pain than Joe ever could. Have I done something terrible?
No.
She took a deep breath, trying to relieve the tension.
I think I'm out of my mind.
Her lips began to tremble, and on her bloodless face appeared an expression of fear mixed with madness. What happened? She remained silent for a little more, trying to get a hold of herself.
Everyone forgot about me once you were captured, but soon a man came. He wore a dog mask.
Coyote?
He let me out and told me to follow him.
Why would he do that?
Maybe he realized they were wrong?
Did you realize who he is?
No idea. His voice was muffled.
Back at the lab, I saw a coffee cup from my shop.
Huh. Well, it's obvious that the cultists are locals.
What if one of them visited the shop today?
That doesn't tell us much.
I'm just assuming it was a cinnamon coffee. I made several cups of it today, for 2 girls and your father.
Yeah, my dad is a cultist. The case is closed, Detective.
I think Ashley was having a cinnamon coffee when I came in today. She drinks it every morning. I doubt that schoolgirls like to sacrifice people to an evil spirit in their spare time, so...
It must be Ashley. Somehow, I'm sure of it. That bitch. I didn't like it the moment she showed up in town. She's so weird and always talks nonsense. Knew she was hiding something.
But when you think about it, it makes sense to suspect your father as well.
How about we stop playing bloody detectives? Still, I bet he'd like the idea. I'll be sure to tell him about your suspicions once we get out of here. Or should I say if we get out of here? Oh, whoever this coyote is, he brought me to Nash.
How was he?
Nash? He didn't make it.
She burst into sobbing. Great loss. You failed to help Nash.
No, that's bad.
No. I felt a pang of guilt. My body shook nervously. It can't be. So there won't be any more of his stupid jokes. He never got to lift our spirits with his bright optimism again. And I won't have another chance to talk to him, to make things right, to forget our grudges once and for all, to become friends with him again. Forgive me.
Don't you dare say that. This is not your fault. It's that bunch of crazy fanatics. It's their fault, freaking bastards. Freaking maniacs when I'm out of here. I'll not rest until every single one of them is behind bars. They're going to pay for everything they've done to us, to Ian, to Nina, and all those who've been missing all these years. Coyote and I headed for the exit while everyone's busy tracking you down. But there was a guard. He raised the alarm. That's how I ended up back in the cage. I don't know what happened to Coyote and... oh, crap.
What?
They're keeping the two of us in the same cage. When I returned, you were not yourself. Your eyes were wild and pitch black, and you were hostile.
Her breath grew ragged.
Oh. I tried to get through to you, called you by your name, but you wouldn't respond. I almost thought you were making fun of me. I was about to punch you, but it was very unbearable to see you like that. The face was yours, but there was nothing like you on the inside. I wanted to tear my eyes out, damn it. So I turned away, did my best to endure it. Soon you passed out and it became easier. I don't know what that was about. It's like you were possessed by someone. Listen to what I'm saying. I must have lost my mind.
I don't remember any of it, but I believe you. Listen, there really is something in me. He appeared after the first ritual and is now trying to take over my body. I could see doubt and confusion in Andy's eyes, but she didn't say anything. I saw him when I was out. It was Jewett. The cultists chant his name all the time. I've been to his world. Utin. That world is nothing like ours. It's highly developed, but abandoned and dead. There was also a great pyramid, so high that its top touched the sky. I tried to get to the top. I met this weird burn guy who insisted that I would find answers there.
Enough! I don't want to hear it.
You don't believe me?
I don't know, Al. I feel sick. I'm on edge already, and here you're telling me about your fantasies.
Andy, they're not fantasies. Why are you saying this?
I'm scared, Al. Fear, lack of light, and spiral hats vapor at the course of your vision. I want to believe that these are our minds playing tricks on us. I want to believe that this is all just a figment of our freaking imagination.
It's more complicated.
I don't even want to think about it. Please, not now, or I'll just go crazy.
I could see this all was too much for her. I would hate to put pressure on her by making her believe me. Besides, we had other problems. Both my body and mind were suffering from extreme fatigue. I felt like I was floating in a thick fog. Besides, we've been talking too loudly. 2 guards stepped out from behind the stalagmites. No talking. How are you feeling, kid? Didn't know what to say. The cultist turned to his partner. Get Mole. He's busy. I don't want to disturb him. Just tell him everything is fine. Maybe he's got some instructions for us. One of them nodded and left. The other stayed to keep an eye on us. Digger stayed too. He was watching me intently.
I've really been hoping we get to an end, because it's getting a bit late, but we don't seem to be getting to an end.
Well, and the thing is like, I don't know if this is something we want to do another stream of, either. Like, I was thinking this was a one-offer at this rate.
Yeah, it looks like there's, like, 4 endings. Maybe we're nearly there, but even if we are, I really need the bathroom, so can I just have, like, 3 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Cool, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Digger stayed too. We did that, right?
Yep.
The cultist started pacing around the cave impatiently. What should we do? Andy whispered. I couldn't reply. I was losing control of my body. Before long, I was paralyzed to the point of not being able to even turn my head. I fell to the ground, face forward, my back twisted in a painful spasm. Soon, I began to choke. Andy cried out. The guard got agitated too.
What is it? Before long, I came to my senses. It was just another spasm. Just another spasm, I called it. Apparently, I was getting used to it. Jewett was transforming my body to suit himself. That's why these spasms happen so often. But our guard didn't know that. He got so scared that he even unlocked the cage and stepped inside. He helped Andy hold my head up to make sure I didn't bite my tongue during the seizure.
Oh.
Looks like someone doesn't want their vessel to kick the bucket, huh? Damn, how you feel? Like shit. I was barely able to force the words out. I had no idea this would be so painful. But it's okay. Everything will be over soon. The eclipse is just a couple hours away. Bear with it a little longer, okay?
So it's like 9 a.m. then.
Should I get you water or something?
Andy's
Screw
about to hit
you.
him.
The cultist was too busy worrying about me to notice Andy, who quietly picked up a stone and moved behind his back. Then she dropped the stone on the guy's head. He fell to his knees and clutched his head. Andy rushed to me and helped me get out of the cage, which she then locked with the key that our idiot of a guard had left in the keyhole. The cultist tried to get to his feet, but the wound turned out to be quite serious. He passed out. Andy let out a yelp to break the tension.
Yeah, you saw that.
Well done. I leaned against the bars holding my abdomen. Suddenly, Andy froze.
Oh god. Digger.
Digger got up from the ground and started examining us, filled with curiosity. Don't worry, he won't attack.
How can you be so sure?
Jewett is his master, and now Jewett lives in me. That's how.
Huh?
Another one of my fantasies.
Doesn't matter. Let's get out of here. This place is driving me crazy.
Yeah. She stole a glance at me.
Your nose is bleeding.
I wiped it with the back of my palm.
We're lucky this guy's an idiot.
She pointed at the cage where the cultist lay senseless.
We'll be as lucky from now on. I more or less remember the way, but if they attack us, maybe we should bring the monster along.
I'll have to take off the collar, though. The cultists use it to control him with electricity. Who knows what he'll do once he's free.
Take off the collar, he obeys you, that's all that matters. Who cares why? We'll let him loose on those freaks if needed.
But it's not me who he obeys. I mean, I think I can control him while Jewett is sleeping. But what if I pass out again and Jewett takes over my body?
I don't understand.
Annie, this beast tore Ian to pieces. Do you still want to bring him along?
He was just following orders, wasn't he? You're right, it's risky, but all's fair in war. You decide. There's no way I'm getting anywhere close to him. I mean, he's just a puppy, right?
Sure, a big monster puppy.
What's the worst that could happen?
We get our faces eaten in?
Well, then at least the game will be over.
Okay, we're setting the beast free.
Setting the beast free. Either that or he gets us out. I cautiously approached the monster and held out my trembling hand. Digger sniffed at it and licked it with his rough cat-like tongue. He was licking my blood. It had quite a peculiar effect on him. His eyes gleamed purple and the bristles on his back stood on end. Ew! pushed his muzzle aside and reached for the collar. Upon touching the buckle, I felt a slight prick of electricity. The fastening turned out to be quite tight. I had to put a considerable amount of effort into undoing it. Finally, the buckle gave in and the collar dropped to the ground. Digger stuck his paws forward and arched his back, then swung his head from side to side, stretching his neck. At the very least, we've stripped them of their trump card. Let's get out of here.
How long do we have to endure it? The endless running, the constant fear of the fanatics and the unknown spirit. It took all my energy. One attempt to escape after another, each one of them turning into a fiasco. And now we're in the middle of another attempt, a new chance, a new turn in the endless spiral that leads to the lowest depths of despair. This is our last chance of getting out of here alive, yet I have no energy left for fear or anxiety. This is my last chance, and I am probably going to miss it anyway. I'm so tired. I can't force myself to keep struggling anymore. Hope is fading like a mirage. Something inside me is devouring any will to live I had. It is him. Druid is sucking me dry of all my energy and willpower, leaving only a few shreds of sanity. I could barely feel my legs, my spinning head wouldn't let me orientate, and my abdomen and chest were throbbing with constant pain. Andy led me by the hand. We walked slowly. Digger trailed behind us, and I could hardly hear him. A sudden surge of pain made me bend double.
Boy.
Good boy. I
Got a
fell
pat.
onto my knee.
Alex!
I was about to pass out again. Not now. Andy helped me up, whispering words of encouragement to my ear.
Just a little further. I recognize these corridors. We're almost there.
We heard a rusty creak and Andy yelped in pain and fell to the ground. I collapsed too, unable to stand on my own. It was a trap. Rusty metal bit into Andy's fragile leg, causing her to groan and whimper in pain. I gathered what remained of my strength and rushed to help her. We did our best to pull the trap open. Finally, Andy was able to slide her injured leg out. She tried to stagger back to her feet, but suddenly froze in place. I too stopped moving and strained my ears. I could hear footsteps coming our way. Me and Andy stared at each other, forgetting to breathe. Her eyes screamed at me, "Run, leave me." And I replied her with mine that I would do no such thing. Never. If I can't take you with me, there's no point in running away. If we are going to die, let us die together. To prove my resolve, I embraced her. As I held her tight, I whispered that I loved her. The confession turned out to be a bitter, sad, and extremely painful. But that's better than nothing. Forgive me. Annie could only sob and whimper, clinging to me with both of her hands. Thus we waited for our end. They emerged silently from the darkness as if they'd been hiding there all along, waiting for the moment when our suffering would reach its peak. Seemingly countless skulls surrounded us. Their eyes burned with grim satisfaction. They were coming for us. Suddenly the cave was filled with a menacing growl. It was so loud it caused stones to crumble from the walls and ceiling. Digger bristled and snarled, baring his sharp teeth. Swinging his long tail like a whip, he knocked one of the cultists to the ground. Then he pounced on the next one. Splatters of blood covered the floor and walls. It was a real massacre. Andy and I rushed away, running as fast as our legs could carry us. Disturbing screams shook the air behind our backs. The sounds of the scuffle were occasionally interrupted by gunshots. Soon we heard agitated voices and hurried footsteps ahead of us. Numerous shadows appeared on the walls. We had to leave the corridor that led to the exit and turn toward the corpse pit. I swore that I would never go down there again, but we had no choice. We had pursuers on our tails. The stench made my whole body turn inside out. I would have gone mad completely and irrevocably had Andy not been by my side. We hid in a grove of large mushrooms and waited for we didn't know what. The cultists had lost us, and now we're leaving no stone unturned, checking under every mushroom. We couldn't stay here any longer. Adding fuel to the fire was my deteriorating condition. Still, I wasn't going to give up that easily. I waited for the right moment and took Andy's hand, urging her to follow me. But she was frozen, staring at something off to the side. Tears were trickling down her cheeks. I traced her gaze and saw Nash. You want to do something?
His body lay limp among the mushrooms. His skin was white as snow. His lips as red as blood, and his hair dark as a raven's wing. No, that's Snow White. No signs of movement or even breathing. I couldn't see his face, but I knew there was no life in his eyes. Forgive me. I felt a bitter lump in my throat. We didn't have time to mourn our friend. I grabbed Andy's shoulder and turned her to face me, trying to bring her to her senses. We didn't say a word to each other, only exchanged glances, our eyes filled with sorrow. We passed a few more corridors, miraculously keeping out of the cultist's sight, and finally reached our destination. The exit was right here. However, the way out was blocked by a massive steel door. The cultists had surely taken great pains to fortify their cave. There were no guards, everyone was busy searching for us. Andy yanked the door. Locked! I tried breaking through the door, but that only got me a few bruises on my shoulder. I had no strength left. Oh, one of the locks is undone, though. Because one of the thingies is open. To hell with it, I just wanted to lie down and die. Andy fell to her knees. There wasn't a shred of hope left on her face. She gave up. We won't get out of here alive. This place is going to be our grave. I sensed someone coming.
Coyote. Oh, Digger.
Oh, the poor doggy. Digger was covered in blood, breathing heavily and limping with both legs. Several knives were sticking out of his back and his sides were shot. Still, Digger carried on. He approached me and sniffed at me and looked me in the eye.
Well done, good boy.
I petted his ugly head. Next, I pulled out one of the knives. He grumbled painfully. I used the knife to cut my hand and let him drink some of my blood as a reward for saving us.
Can you help me one last time, please?
We proceeded to dig a passage next to the door. The soil in this part of the cave was quite soft, which played to our advantage. Once he finished, Digger crawled back through the passage and lay down by my side. He was breathing heavily as he spent the last of his strength. Soon the breathing stopped.
Aww.
Andy burst into tears again. Thank you, monster. Alex, let's get out of here.
Yeah, you go.
What? Oh, I would be a dead weight.
I would be a dead weight.
Okay, you carry on.
A whole bunch of maniacs was after me. I couldn't even run. I couldn't run any longer. A few more steps and I would just faint again. I knew I couldn't go with her. But if I stayed here, I would distract the cultists. She would be able to escape. I remembered about the papers containing information on the victims that I torn out to the lab journal. I pulled the crumpled sheets of paper out of my pockets and shoved them at Andy.
What's this?
I'm sure you'll put this to good use. Give it to the cops. Let the whole town know about them. Now get out of here, right now. Another spasm brought me to my knees.
Alex, God, what are you saying? Get up and come with me.
Are you stupid or what? Open your eyes. I'm fucking dying. I'm gonna pass out in a few minutes. What are you gonna do then? Carry me on your back? I doubt that. Andy, get out of here alive. Tell everyone what kind of devilry is going on here. You gotta do it for Nina and Ian's sake. And for Nash. I beg you. She burst into tears and reached out to me.
I'm leaving you to die.
I yelled at her out of pain and anger and hurled a stone at her. I didn't mean to hit her, just wanted to demonstrate that I was losing my mind. It was harsh, but I had to make her leave, even if that meant scaring her off. I could hear footsteps coming from the corridor. Soon they would discover us. Get out of here. She looked at me for the last time, her eyes filled with tears and regret, and disappeared into the narrow passage that Digger had dug. I lay down. Felt so peaceful. At least one of us would survive this. Andy would return home. The stones beneath my back felt so soft. At least one of us. There was nowhere to run, and there was no reason to. Soon they seized me and carried me back to the man who was going to end my life once and for all.
Now, no one will disturb us. 1 hour until the eclipse. Soon the dead sun will come, and we will complete the ritual. Our Lord shall enter this realm and welcome us to the promised land. But first...
They turned me upside down like a log. My legs were placed on a stone in such a way as to leave empty space underneath. Mole lifted his heavy boot and... No, no! The pain was unexpressible. I heard my ankle crunch and even felt the bone pierce the skin. That hurt, damn it. I screamed like a madman. My body was convulsing in pain, but they held me tight. Mole struck my second leg with all of his might, but it wouldn't give in. No, stop! He struck again, a terrible wave of pain coursed through my leg from knee to hip. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even scream. I gritted my teeth, biting my tongue in the process. Blood filled my mouth. This pain completely destroyed all my thoughts.
Now you're not running anywhere.
I began to choke. Soon I passed out.
We've got to get into the light. That'll save us.
Here we go again. What bad timing.
I found myself at the top of the pyramid temple. In the center of the hall I was standing in was an impressive monument which glowed faintly. The monument was covered in slime and gnarled roots from top to bottom. Some of the roots were transparent and glowed yellow. I was inspecting the monument closely, pondering its purpose, until I noticed something familiar in its design. At its base were round objects encircled with patterned frames. These objects looked like the... ritual?
Mirror?
Mural?
The mirror.
Oh, the mirror!
The mirror
from the shop! It does! Oh, flip, it is Ashley. The very coffee shop I worked in.
What does this mean? A coincidence?
Scorch tugged at my sleeve, drawing my attention.
It's you. Are you alright?
He was alive, if that word applied to the weirdo, but certainly not well. Jay were to torn off his legs together with a part of his hands, and there was a huge hole in his torso. He gave me a thumbs up with the remaining hand, as if telling me, "It's nothing, don't worry about me." Black chunks of ash crumbled down from his arm in the process.
You're something else, man. Sorry I couldn't help you come back in one piece.
He twirled a finger at his temple.
What? I couldn't just leave you to die, could I?
He just shook his head in response. Then he pointed at the monument. Scorch reached for one of the golden roots, but his hand just went through it. I tried to do the same and felt one of the knotty roots with my fingers. When I squeezed it, coils of twigs crumbled into white-yellow dust. The whole of the monument was now clear of the roots. The half of the monument was now clear of roots. It began to glow faintly. Suddenly, the light brightened and blinded me with a flash of gold. Upon opening my eyes, I saw Scorch change his appearance. His face. Alex.
Mom?
She was hazy. I couldn't see her properly. The voice I had already forgotten sounded muffled, as if coming through a thick plane of glass. But it was her, no mistake. There was a lump in my throat. I couldn't force a single word out. I couldn't believe my eyes or ears. I wanted to touch her, but my fingers felt nothing but a cold mist.
I missed you.
My dear. What? What are you doing here? Was it you who made a mess in your grandma's garden? What a naughty boy. Something was off about her? It was as if she lost her mind, her strength, and part of her memory.
Mom?
No, it wasn't you. So who did this? Moles. Huh. Mole. Alex, don't let Mole do this. Her eyes suddenly brightened. Cher must not get a body. She was afraid to the point of madness. She pointed at the monument. Dad, what's that? A beacon? It will help. Yes, I know it. The beacon will guide you to the place where the monster will perish forever. Jared fears that. That's why he sealed the beacon with his roots, with his weeds. Yes, weeds. It's hard for your grandma to fight the weeds alone. You should help her after school. You know I'm busy at work.
Mom, don't leave me alone. What should I do?
Pull out the weeds. I can't do it myself. I don't have the strength. He sucked all the life out of me.
Mom?
Clean the beacon. Remove the weeds. Come here in the flesh. Our blood is needed. Just a drop on the weeds.
What does this mean? So I'm really the only here as a soul now?
She held out an amulet covered in a weird pattern. I remembered it was the trinket she always wore around her neck. Her silhouette began to crumble into dust. Wait for the dead sun. Take the amulet to the mushroom. It will open the way.
Wait for the eclipse and bring the amulet to the mushroom. Got it.
Cleanse the beacon, and you it will perish in the abyss. It's the only way for you to survive. The only way.
Is that all?
It's getting late, son. Go to sleep. No more bedtime stories. She was about to vanish into thin air. I covered my face in my hand, trying to hide the tears that I could no longer hold back.
I have so much to say to you.
Early to bed, early to rise. Go to sleep. Sleep. Son, are you crying? Children of irresponsible parents are doomed to suffer. Forgive me. Amulet. You talked to Scorched in Yulatan.
It was an hour before the eclipse, and I spent it in agony, slowly bleeding to death. I mustered what remained of my strength and squeezed the amulet which Mom had given me in Uthlin. She put her hope in me. She wanted me to end this, but I wouldn't be able to, not alone. I lay motionless and delirious. My bones were broken and my body was tormented by pain. Nobody was going to help me. The cultists took me by the arms and dragged me to the pit filled with giant mushrooms. My twisted, broken legs were pulled along the ground, leaving a trail of blood.
Ew.
My ears were ringing and I was too weak to resist or try to break free. The pain wouldn't let me pass out, and that's what I wished the most, to lose my conscience and stop feeling.
It's time.
There were about 3 of them, the last survivors. Cultists were humming a hellish motif, swaying from side to side. One of them heated rocks in the fire and put them near the big mushroom. Mole splashed the rocks with mushroom juice. Thick clouds of steam filled the cavern. It was humid and hot. I felt sweat trickling down my forehead. Tears filled my eyes. I didn't want to die, but I was helpless and couldn't do anything. I whimpered, "Please don't do this." Nobody answered. Mole noticed the amulet in my hands and approached.
What's that?
I tried to hide the amulet, but he forced it out of my hands. "Please, my mother, she gave it to me in Utlan."
He slapped my cheek. Ooh, didn't mean to say that part. I thought that was going to be Mole.
You can keep going.
He slapped my cheek, crushed the amulet in his hands, and threw it away. I cried out in despair.
Sorry, the scream out is always kind of funny to me. Why are you doing this? Jewett is a threat. He's gonna kill everyone. Why don't you understand?
Mole was silent.
And you won't find shit in Utlan. Jewett destroyed it, devoured everyone who stood in his way. It's nothing but ruins there.
He gave me a long look, as if pondering whether I was worth discussing this with. He took off his mask and sat down in front of me, and he leaned as close to me as possible, making sure no one but me could hear what he was about to say. You know nothing, brat. Curse, Yutlin. Hmm?
Oh?
Another world, eternal wisdom. All of that is just fancy words for attracting loyal servants. Of course they're going to get their ticket to Yutlin, those who survive. But I care not for that other world.
So what do you want?
I've realized many things during my life. This world is a cesspool. Do us a favor by cleaning it up.
How original. It's madness. You're sick.
So you're sane? What about them?
He pointed at the others.
Sick of those who work for crooks and thieves every day. Sick of those who listen to the shit the federal TV pour into their ears. Those who see no further than their noses. Sick of those who bear children into this rotten world. These innocent babies will just become pigs in the pens of the system. They're going to be fed with lies and then butchered. Sick of those who wage wars from their soft chairs. While those scumbags chat in their conference room, we, their fat juicy piggies, killing each other for no reason. I've seen it all with my own eyes. Hey, it looks like you've gouged your eyes out, mate, though. I've killed too. I had no choice. It's kill or be killed. I've lost so many comrades in arms. Oh, he's probably one of the guys from that photo. Some of them were kids, slightly older than you. Who's going to apologize to their mothers? That's hell, someone might think. But no, the battlefield was not the real hell. The real hell is here, among the civilians who act like they have nothing to do with it. Like it's something irrelevant that's happening somewhere far away and will somehow sort itself out. And it's always been like that, century after century, year after year, and it's happening even now. This is what you call madness. And you, brat, do you even realize what kind of swamp you're living in? You're drowning in the mud. Your generation is blind, spoiled, and passive. You care for nothing but what you like, what you eat, what you look like, what you eat, and what fancy gadget you're currently using. You really are pampered, brainless pigs. I lost my eyes, but I am not blind. This world is blind. I want to see darkness cover this cloaca. You are going to be the gate for the darkness to descend upon the earth.
I remembered the photo I had seen on the desk, the two soldiers. It must have been Mole and his friend. I couldn't force a word out of my mouth, even though I had something to say to him. I wanted to tell him he was wrong, but I had no energy to do so. Besides, I wouldn't have changed a thing. It's pointless to argue. I gave up. The air was damp and filled with steam, so everything was blurry. I felt like I was floating in the air, just like everything else around me. It was the eclipse, the hour of the dead sun. I could sense it with every cell in my body. Mole started to speak. His deep voice echoed through the cavern.
For so long we've been waiting for this moment. How many years have passed? It's beyond count. When this young man trespassed upon our sanctuary, I couldn't even imagine he would become our vessel. In a few moments we will welcome our Lord. Today we're making the final step towards our great future.
Oops, shit. Oh, no. I hit skip by accident and it just tore through a ton of stuff.
Okay. The humming voices of the cult members merged into a single rhythm. Mole went on. We are offering the sacred vessel to our Lord. Come,
I brought up
descend.
your stream and I can read from you, hopefully.
Okay. Come, descend upon us, O Great One.
He crouched in front of me and held out a bowl with mushrooms in it.
Ew.
No.
Either you eat yourself or I'll rip your mouth open.
I had no strength left to resist, so I stuffed the viscous substance into my mouth. My stomach twisted in pain. My eyes saw double. I don't know how much I skipped, by the way.
No.
This could take a while. It was as if demons from hell who had risen before me were now writhing in the shadows. I shuddered. Mole drew a dagger and made cuts on my arms. Then he placed my hands near the bottom of the mushroom. Grabbing the shaft.
Yep.
Blood started trickling up the
Lubricating the shaft.
I don't know if we want to lubricate it with blood, though. I could feel my life being sucked out of me. The mushroom started growing in size. The space expanded. Joet came to make the final strike. His eyes looked at me, erasing the last shreds of my sanity.
So painful. No. I shut my eyes and covered my face with my hands. Still, his haunting gaze pierced me through. My eyes were burning. Stop! My eyes were burning with hellish fire. Rip them out. No, stop that. I can't take it any longer. Rip them out. Would it help? It would. My trembling fingers slid along my eye. Oh no! Remove them, hurry. I pushed the eyelids away and sunk my fingers in soft gel. Did it have to make a squelchy noise? Something warm trickled down my hands. Tears mixed with blood. Can't stand it any longer. There we go. We've caught up.
Okay. One jerk did it, making the pain go away. Still, I could see even without my eyes. I soared into the air, leaving my body on the ground.
Don't we need the body?
Mole fell to his knees.
I did it.
I heard screams of madness. Cultists were going insane. One of them flailed about the cavern, scratching his cheeks until they bled. The other was kneeling and banging his head against the rock. His nose was broken and his lips were torn, revealing his toothless gums. Soon his face was a bloody pulp. He dropped his head on the rock for the last time and didn't rise again.
Welcome, my love. This world is for you. Take me, sate your hunger, and bestow your blessings to your slave.
Mole didn't finish. Jewett chopped his head off with a single swing of his tentacle. Blood gushed out of his neck like a geyser. Jewett ate and drank what remained of the cultists. His limbs grew, covering caves and corridors. Driving him more hunger and hatred the size of a black hole. He will destroy everything. We are doomed.
Oh no. The end.
But the end of our world will not take place immediately. It will take Jewett decades to turn Earth into a lifeless piece of rock. All that matters is that Andy was able to leave the cave. She will live for a little more. I hope her life will be happy despite being short. Humans always strive to survive, so I'm sure they are going to fight until the last breath. This disaster will make people stand together. Old grudges will be forgotten. Old conflicts will be put aside. Maybe humanity will even be able to survive this crisis. But I'm not going to be a part of that story. For mine is coming to an end. I've lost this battle. One good thing is there will be no more pain. There will be nothing.
The end. The ending.
The ending.
Welcome, my love.
You gave the body to Jewett.
Not intentionally. Well, we got 11. So there's careless researcher. You died at the beginning of your journey.
I feel like that could be like just standing still. I don't know, not moving. I don't know.
Maybe not picking up the helmet type thing. Or
yeah.
I don't know. Fragile trust. Coyote kept his word.
So we could have had interactions with Coyote. Save Coyote.
Return the favor. The ending. The hour of the eclipse. You made it, but...
The ending. Another world. You entered Utilin and solved your problem.
That's what I really wanted
Into the wild. Your pet is a survivor. And then hide and seek. You waited out the danger.
So, because we ran and we got the running one.
Cave?
Yeah, there was one where we ran and it said, you know, something about running. Stop running. No, that was stop running. Okay. So yeah, maybe we hid instead of going down the stairs or something. Anyway, those ones will be off stream.
Yeah.
That was slightly
definitely
longer than
going to be doing a bit of skipping along the way to kind of knock this one out.
Yeah, I'll skip what I've already seen, but I'll read what I haven't. But yeah, so Deep Under, thanks to Idead Xbox for the code for that one, or for at least for my side anyway.
Yep. I definitely bought it. I'm guessing on sale. So it was $5. I probably bought it on sale at $4.99, knowing Rat. So because most Rat games are like on sale for the first week.
Yeah, like 10-20%.
Yeah, so it was probably like $4 when I got it.
Yeah. Either which way, it is not expensive. And yeah, I'm going to be back tomorrow. Oh, by the way, I was listening to your whole race and sort of watching. Did you win?
No, we lost.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. It's just I was like, oh, someone else talking. Oh, I didn't see what happened. I didn't hear what happened. Yeah. I'm sorry you lost, but does that mean you're out or?
Yeah, we're out of that one.
Oh, sad face. Sad face. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stream tomorrow. Cozy Grove has released a sequel.
I was gonna say, Farm Together 2 apparently released DLC.
Cozy Grove Camp Spirit, new games. Got a code for it. Came out today. We're playing it tomorrow. Mainly because, well, we already had a game for today and it's co-stream day. I don't usually stream Wednesdays. So that'll be tomorrow. Jesse, you're back Friday, or are you back at some weird time in the middle of my night?
I mean, there's always a chance. I didn't have anything planned to do so.
Fair. Oh, so sorry. I have obviously got to go to bed, but thanks everyone for being here. I've been Joe, otherwise known as Angel SK, joined by Jesse.
Good night, everybody.
Jesse. Yeah, good night. Bye.